Good baby.
Hey, what's up, Girl Scouts? All right, I'm in the daggone. I got to fix myself. I know this. Oh, I don't like that one. There we go. I was stuck up here and I couldn't see myself, and I got to be able to see myself to talk. Everybody, thank you for coming to the RC Newfolks podcast, and we got the crawler Trax himself, Mr. Sam Platt, right here, and then we got this old grumpy guy over there on the far right. He's from up there in Alaska, you know. He's got to be grumpy where it's always cold and snowing.
I'd be grumpy too.
Everything be going all right. Sam, you were just on vacation there not too long ago. Where'd y'all go?
We have been, well,
What?
we take a yearly trip to Lake Powell. So
Oh, okay. Shoot, yeah.
we love the lake. We love, going out on the boat. And so we took our yearly trip to Powell. We do get to Moab quite a bit as well.
So where are you located, actually? I mean, I don't want your address or nothing. You right there in Utah, or?
Yep, right in Utah.
Okay, that's what I thought, but I wasn't for sure, and I wanted to ask before I said something. My daughter's right there in Phoenix. I know it's not real close to Utah, but she's a lot closer than she is to me.
Yeah, well, I grew up in southern Utah, and now I'm up in northern Utah, so we're about 45 minutes north of Salt Lake.
Oh, okay, cool. Heck yeah, man. I need to get across the Mississippi and come check that side of the country out one day. I've been to Kansas City, Missouri, but never made it to Kansas City, Kansas.
Sure. Well, y'all are going to bring back my redneck in me. I grew up in a small town, and
that's all right.
On a farm.
You're allowed. I mean, look here, look at this Michigander over here, Alaskan implant. He redneck too, so
Well, I haven't been there. I haven't lived down there for 25 years, but man.
Hey, we got. I will say hello to everybody in the chat. Speaking hello, RC, OG Nitro, Welder Dude, Mr. Waffles RC. We got Jay Myers. We got Ryan D. Yep, we know Jerry's here because we can see him. We got RC Granny. And we got Color Trax. He's on there too. Let's see. We got me. We got Skivvy Skiv sliding sideways. And that's pretty much it, I believe, for right now. That's the only ones I see in the chat. Everybody make sure you hit the like button and make sure that y'all subscribe to each other in the chat, guys.
Yeah, buddy.
Our community, we try to keep nice and tight. And
hey, Dub, you got OG Nitro RCs after you for going after us Michiganders.
Hey, I ain't worried about him.
Oh, and hey, crawler
tracks. Yankees a hard time. Hey, look, there's 2 crawler tracks.
2 crawler tracks. 2 screens.
What's up, OG? You know I'm poking at you, buddy. So, Sam, I really like what y'all are doing over there on Remotely Controlled, you and Chaz.
Sure.
Got anything coming up next episode you want to let us in on?
We are trying to get some guests on, but we haven't really landed anybody yet. We've got a whole short list. Like I said in our last episode, I guess it's not till short anymore, but we haven't landed anybody yet. But we've got some names. But
right.
As of right now, we developed the schedule or the show notes over the course of 2 weeks, and so since we just had our show last Wednesday, we don't have a whole lot on there right now, so I couldn't tell you what we're going to talk about. Obviously, we try to always hit the new releases, if there is any, but we just had a whole bunch of new releases drop, so we hit those last episodes.
Get the link, Mike. Get your butt on here. Earl ain't coming, I don't guess. Waffles. That's pretty cool, man. I got a hold of yes, mate, big tall brick feller over Kevin Talbot's buddy. And he was supposed to come on about a month or so ago. And he's got all that RASA and stuff been going on and all them speed challenges and stuff. So he probably hadn't had time, but
busy like the rest of us.
Yeah,
sure.
Dude, well, that's like the last 3 times me and you tried to hook up. I ended up having to work, and I had everything wrote down, and these were, I don't know where these daggone dates came from. And I asked the boss, I said, why didn't you tell me about these? He said, well, I did tell you. I said, no, because I'd have put it in my daggone calendar so I don't forget.
Yeah.
I know how ADD is. I am the poster child for ADD from the 80s. Yep. High full send, Miss Waffles. So there it went. Did y'all see it? That thought, it went that way.
Gone.
Oh, dude. I mean, not even an inkling of what the heck I was going to say. What all do you make for RC stuff? I know you make the indoor course stuff and a couple jumps. And now your jumps, those are for like the small bashers and small crawlers, right?
The jumps are mainly for the mini monster trucks and the micro bashers. So you got your granite groms work really well on them. You got your mini LMTs that work really well on them. Some of the other small bashers. So yeah, they're mainly for the small scale stuff. We probably 98% of what we do is in small scale stuff. We have a couple 10 scales, but small scale. We don't have any obstacles or anything for 10 scale, although not recommended. And I won't help you if you break it. But there has been a couple YouTubers that have sent 10 scale off our ramps.
CK4RC has the video proof, guys. If y'all want to go check it out,
he does. So the cool thing about our ramps and all of our obstacles is they're modular and they can build upon each other. So
that's what I like.
Like our two ramps can be put together, and you can't adjust the angle of them, but you could. I keep telling everybody I want to do one all the way across my street. So you can make it as wide as you want.
Oh yeah. So you can make a 5-lane, 6-lane wide jump. That way everybody could hit it if you had a big hair scramble or something going on.
Yep. But now, like I said, I don't ever recommend sending a 10 scale off of it because they're just not engineered for 10 scale. But there's been numerous YouTubers who have done it and done it successfully. I'm sure not a full send at 60 miles an hour, but yes.
Right. And to be honest, I thought Chaz's video, CK's video, showed some very good durability of your stuff for what he was doing. I mean, that thing took a beating. Really. And whenever you're able to come up with a product that is easier to produce, easy to take with you, and it's very functional and at a good price, that's awesome. And you got it. You got it sewed up, all of them right there.
Yeah.
Because I know OG Nitro would probably like for you to get some 10 scale ramps up in there because that boys, you talk about full send or send them.
Yeah.
OG sends them sucker, boy.
It's just hard. We deal with plywood because we have laser cutters, and it's just hard to deal with something that will hold up to that much force as a 10 scale or But the micro bashers love them. The micro bashers, the mini monster trucks, they're phenomenal.
Yeah. I had a little basher before I even got my first axe. I just got it off my buddy for $20. It was a little truggy but it had H17 on the wing. I don't know who made it. It didn't have anything except for H17 on the wing of it. So I don't know, but that little sucker was fast. I mean, it was 18 scale or something, dude. And well, it had, I don't know, you're more up to these sizes and stuff than I am, but what size motor would that be right there, you reckon?
For a micro?
Like a 370 or something? Because
probably around that area. I mean, they're all different, but yeah,
right,
probably somewhere around there.
I'm telling you what, man, it had that little old truggy. I mean, that thing wasn't like this. It was doing 30 mile an hour, and that's way too fast. Its performance outweighed my driving ability for performance vehicles of that size.
Sure. Yeah, the small ones are there because they're smaller. They seem like they go in a lot faster. I mean, you get a small one that's going 35 miles an hour, and that thing's cooking.
What's that? The RC1 or whatever? Is that the little fast cars, Alex? Is that Alex?
You're talking the 1RC?
Yeah, 1RC. Now those things look like they're pretty hard to handle whenever you're going. I mean, they're going pretty quick for a 24th or 18th scale vehicle. It looked like. What do those cars do, Sam?
I I don't know. I've never owned one.
I'm
So
asking
I'm
the
not
wrong
100%
friend.
sure.
I need Shop Mini on here.
Yeah.
He knows about all of them.
You need to ask Ken. Ken would know that in a heartbeat.
Hey, he does. That boy right there has got a lot of knowledge stuck up in that daggone squishy stuff behind his eyes. I'm telling you.
Yeah. I love
Who
Ken.
be
I love Ken
Hindu?
to
What's
death.
up, man? We're doing good, brother. How about you? I'm trying to keep up with the chat there. Sorry, Sam.
No worries.
So,
I understand.
what would be your best tip for somebody starting into the hobby that's different than what everybody hears all the time? And I know you probably haven't seen all the podcasts or stuff, but we've all pretty much answered the same basic questions.
Right.
What's up, Thompson?
So the biggest tip I have for someone, and like I said, so let me go back in history for a little bit. Long story short, we started out doing RC airplanes. That was my first love, my first passion. I actually am a Part 107 drone pilot. I fly for the company I work for.
Awesome.
And we started out manufacturing foam board airplanes. So basically, there's no way I could ever have afforded, or my wife would have never let me go to my local hobby shop and drop 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, up to $1,500 on a RC airplane just to tank it into the ground and have it explode, right?
Right.
So I found a company called Flight Test, and they allowed me, they showed people how to get into the hobby at a relatively low cost. So basically, you went to the Dollar Tree, you got some foam board, you downloaded some of their plans, and then besides your transmitter and your receiver, for 70, 80 bucks, you could have it fly an RC airplane. Now, obviously, you'd have to buy a transmitter receiver.
Right.
But, for under 200 bucks, you could be into an RC airplane. And the beauty of it was the airframe itself was only a couple, $3 or $4 in foam board. And if you crashed it, most likely the electronics are still good. You just rebuild the thing for $4, and you swap them over and you're done. So that being said, fast forward to about, it was probably the end of 21, 22, somewhere in the COVID era. The FAA started getting heavily involved in regulating drones and fixed wing aircraft. And so it kind of put a downturn on our business. I think in 2022, or it was 21, 22, we sold no aircraft that year. And I thought, okay, well, we're going to either shift or we're going to go out of business, right?
Right. Yeah.
And so,
it's either change or go down. Yeah.
Right. So we had all the equipment to cut foam board, which would cut wood as well.
Right.
And so we shifted. We shifted into RC crawlers. And I've always had a passion for crawlers. I used to go to Moab as a kid. I used to go to Three Peaks, which is outside my hometown, as a kid, and just mess around with my pickup truck and my friend's pickup truck on the rocks, right? And so, and when I was a kid, they didn't have what we have now for crawlers. And so I kind of got my start that way. But when we shifted to RC crawlers, again, I couldn't afford, nor would I want to go drop $1,000 on a, Traxxas or an Axial 10 scale. And so when I first got into crawlers, the SCX24, the Axial SCX24 was just coming out, and had just come out, had probably been out for less than a year, maybe a year and a half. And it was the best entry-level truck I could have got into, because I picked one up, and instead of spending $1,000, I'm now spending, less than 200, and I've got myself a crawler.
Right.
The other cool thing about the micros is the upgrades are relatively cheap. I mean, you have under $20. Well, it used to be. Now they've gone up with all the tariffs and crap. But under $20, you could have an upgrade. And so over time,
turbo, you could have brass hubs for the front. You could get steering links or whatever.
Absolutely. So going back to your original question, this is kind of a roundabout way, and I apologize, but my biggest thing my biggest advice for anybody starting out in the hobby who wants to get in the hobby, start with the 24th and 18th scale. 3 reasons. First of all, they're affordable. And if you buy something and you don't like it and you think this is dumb, you would have hate to have spent, $800 to $1,500 on a on a 10 scale. All right.
Right.
Second of all, get in, learn the rig, learn how it drives, and then start tinkering. This hobby's all about tinkering. It's all about upgrading. It's all about taking it apart, rebuilding it, greasing it, cleaning it up, putting it back together. So start and use your stock rig. Don't just go all to the wall and use and upgrade right away. Use your stock rig for a little bit. And then after you've had some experience and you want to try upgrading, start with small upgrades. Start with links or wheels and tires or something that gets you used to it. And then the third thing I like about the small scales is it's very easy to get your friends into the hobby. And I say that because I can afford to buy 3 or 4 or 5 or more smaller scale stuff than one big 10 scale, right? And so I can take to an event or with friends out, I can take 2 or 3, 4, a handful up to 10 or 20 of small scale stuff and just let everybody have a go at them and play past the transmitter. Right. And those are my three big reasons why if somebody's looking at getting into the hobby, I would definitely start with like this guy right here, this SCX24 or Trax's TRX4M, right? I know Chaz is against them, but
and great crawlers. Who went and got him one?
yeah, someone did. I'm not sure who.
Oh yeah.
But the other thing I like about the crawlers and I put my son on the sticks of an RC airplane at 8 years old, and now he wants to be a pilot. So he's pursuing that. He's 17 now.
That's awesome.
He's already gone through ground school and he's working on some other things. He's taken some college classes while he's in high school. Right. But the other cool thing I like about working on tiny trucks is I call myself a shade tree mechanic. I kind of like to tinker on my own cars.
Redneck is what I call it.
Yep. I lifted our Jeep. I lifted my truck. I did all the work myself. I changed my oil. I pretty much anything I can do. I do on my full scale 1-to-1s. But my son, before that, he didn't have any interest in learning with me or helping me. I put him and got him into RC.
Right.
And he knew how suspension works. He knew how 3-week. He knew how drive lines. He knew what U-joints were. When it came time to lift our Jeep, put the 3-inch lift on or 3.5-inch lift on our Jeep, he was able to get under there and help me because the Jeep, a JLU, is exactly the same as one of these from the drive line forward and the drive line backward.
Right.
So he knew what coil over shocks were. He knew what, pan hard bars were. He knew what, all your steering linkage was, your sway bars. He knew all that stuff because of working on tiny trucks. And that to me is probably the fourth reason to get into the hobby because it really does. It teaches life skills that you wouldn't get otherwise.
Right. I'm with you 100% on that. And I believe the old fella over there is probably about mostly in on all of it as what you said too, especially about getting the stock one, learning to drive a stock one, seeing how it's going to react, and then figure out what kind of driving you're going to do. And then add mods. Don't go and listen to everybody in these Facebook groups like I'm going to call them out at SCX24 mods and all that without all the BS or whatever the name of that group is. And don't listen to everybody in the groups because they're going to tell you, well, you got to do this, you got to do this, you got to do this, you got to do this. And if it ain't an NSCRC or a mofo or, big tiny trucks, it's not worth nothing, But get what you can afford, but get the best product that you can afford, in that group. You don't always have to have, like, say, an NSCRC servo. You can get a
start out small.
I9 mod. Have you saw those new servos they come out with?
I've not.
Dude, was in one, I think it was in Micro Crawler Club today. Old boy had one on there, and I'll tell you what, he had I think it was a second division Red Cat, second edition Red Cat, and had had that thing on there, and it was dancing. I mean, my Lord, if it lasts, and there were some guys that said that they'd had some in there, and they didn't last too long. But were pretty good RCs. Now this guy right here is the one you need to talk to about getting into the tiny trucks, which me and Alex and Arizona Desert Rider, Mr. Bill, have we've twisted his arm enough to where he's got some, and then we even got full send Mrs. Waffles into it. She got her Toyota. It's the one he just showed.
Love it.
Hold on, Mike. I can't hear you. Unmute your mic, sir. One more time. I heard something, I thought.
You got me now?
Got you now, brother.
Okay.
Yeah, buddy. Look at that thing. It's awesome.
Everybody, first off, the reason why she has that is because it matches.
It looks just like yours.
Which also matches her 10 scale.
Yeah,
that's why she has it.
Yep.
If this didn't exist, if this body didn't exist, this would not exist.
Yeah, and M, don't get too upset. RTRs in these small scales don't do like the stuff that he builds in 110 scale. There's a total weight distribution difference, total torque to power ratio difference.
Well, I've been listening to everybody. I know the right things to change and how to upgrade it, but we have our own plan behind it too.
That's cool. That's cool. It was cool to see her messing with that. And I knew that if me and Bill got our minds together and we could aggravate you enough to where we could get you in some 24 builds.
Well, I mean, in all reality, I'm happy that it's going to the right place.
That's what I liked about where you came up with it. I didn't even know. I knew Bill was sending you the chassis and stuff that he had to. He said he was just going to send them and make you work on them. Basically, he's like, hey, if I send them to him, he'll have to work on them, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna build it, but we're gonna build it and donate it to a veteran, that's in my wife's off-road group. So it's gonna go. It's going to go to a good home. And then I'm donating, I'm putting my 18 scale Bronco that I've built up, the TRX 4M. I'm putting that in the raffle, which is also all the proceeds for that raffle are going to either the toy drive or a local charity in the area. So it's all going to the right places.
Yeah. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Want to say what's up, Dave Thompson? Hi, Miss Donna. Jerry, when we gonna get you in the 24s? I know that you said on Let It Fly Friday that you just can't get your hands to work. I mean, I guess it's old and cold up there in Alaska or something, I guess.
I had 4 of them and I sold every one of them. The 18 scales are more my jam.
Ain't much difference in size.
I've got the 4M, I've got the FMS, one of those knockoff China ones.
Oh yeah, the Ulster or whatever, the TRX 4M clones.
No, it's what is it? It's an FJ Cruiser. It's a FMS.
Oh,
clone.
okay, yeah. I got you.
Yeah,
but Gripe, I've got a Dromedia 18 scale. I've got a Duratrax 18 scale, but those two, the Dromedia and the Duratrax, those ran on nickel metals and they were way fast. But I broke one of the drive shafts on the Duratrax, so it doesn't work anymore. And I can't get parts for it. The Dromedia, I think Mattel made those for a while and they're gone now.
Really? Huh.
But I mean, that's a buggy. The Duratrax is a short course, but the FMS is the LC90, the 4M, or the Traxes. I mean, they're neat, but you see in my videos that I have 5 things that really don't like small scale. And I don't know what it is. They know what the crawlers are and they leave them alone.
Yeah.
But anything fast, they know what that is.
Oh, yeah.
And even if I drive at a mile an hour, they want to attack.
Yep. That's the way. Well, I don't know if you can see the top of his head. That's the way he is. Now, he don't mess with Sandwich or PMax too much anymore. but he has decided that Stripe, the diecast that Alex made, is his. That's his truck. He plays with Stripe. And he don't try to wreck Stripe or try to eat Stripe. All the rest of them, he tries to eat. But I want to show you something right here real quick, Mr. Jerry. Let me show you. Quit,
Oh, I'm looking.
I know. Hold on. Remember, I'm an analog redneck YouTuber. But this right here is Sandwich. It's the NSC RC shooter, okay? And it's SCX 24 base, okay? And this right here is a juice up, which is a CR18P juice up. Now, the only difference really is the width, and it's because the juice up comes wide anyway, and then Alex put the deep dish Endure 1.3s on there, and I mean that's pretty much the only size difference. So you can't say that the 24s are a little bit too small. Oh, by the way, I decided I was gonna pick on you today, Jerry. If you hadn't figured that out.
Bring it on, because I've been doing this for 40 years.
I know. That's the reason I love it, man. We have a great time, man.
I'm getting into the Rolarlos because I can use full-size tools on them all the time.
Yeah, well, I like Rolarlo because of what they're doing with the company. Hey, what's up, Nate? They interact with their customers. They try to help with their customers. They have awesome products they're actually, to me, I'm a new guy. That's the reason in RC Newfolks podcast or whatever. And anybody that knows me knows that I know what I know, but that's about it. But it seems to me Rolorlo has been doing a lot of innovation, like MJX has been too, with all sizes. Now, I haven't talked Annie or Andy into making any of these yet, but I'm working on it. And
well, yeah, but still,
hear how their customers feel about their trucks, and they want to make a good quality vehicle for a decent price,
Well, and you see what they're doing, and you've got a logical mind. And it's the same way with me. I've had no problems with shipping and communicating with the company. But if you sit and read those comments, I mean, there's people, they just are set to hate that company.
Yeah.
Because they're doing something better than everyone else, and they're going to rag on them because of that. Same thing with, I know that Dungeon is big into the Temu, or not. Is that what it is? Temu? AliExpress. So
yeah, I like
now, I'm trying a new company. They're called Maker something. Crap. I can't
remember what he said on Let It Fly, and I can't remember what it was. But yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, Maker. About that. They're a Chinese place too, but they're carrying vehicles that Primal RC's carrying, but they're carrying all these models that we can't usually get here in the States.
Right.
And then I read their reviews. And of course, again, it's like Rolaro, 50%. Yeah. They don't do this, they don't do communicate, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, what? Why do we have to just target a company that we don't even know about because we just don't like them?
Right.
That's what chaps my ass.
Well,
that's like us small channels, these small companies. I'm going to tell you, I was never a big fan of the WPLs, but now I got like 5 of them.
I've got a C24 that I've been playing with a little bit. I hadn't even done anything to it except for cut some of the lugs on the tires and did my .3 brake clean. What's that one right there?
$50.
WPL.
Tractor.
Oh,
this is their tractor trailer.
Oh, it's the big, that's the big Army low boy trailer. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I saw that one the other day, and that's going to be one of my next purchases. But
that's why that trailer fits the new Terranaut from Hobby Plus. So
that's what I was just going to ask.
Now, it seems to me like Rolaro and MJX are doing what Traxxas did 20 years ago. and that Traxxas is laying their self off. They haven't. Traxxas built their name up and their company up through innovation, and they, like Jerry was saying last night on his show, that they were interacting with their customers and stuff a lot more than they do now, it seems like. And it just seems like where Larlo is just sort of coming up to do what Traxxas did, and I think that they can get up in there and compete with them.
Well, you look at the prices.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, totally.
We all have
Look
our own
what you
opinions
get
on
$800.
What's that say?
Sure. We all have our own opinions on the
Right.
T-word.
You know, and I don't dislike Traxxas. I just
no. They make a great product. I like to call them the Apple of the RC world.
There you go.
Because they're super proprietary, but their fit and finish on their product is probably better than any other company out there, including Axial. But
I'll agree with that. Now
they have isolated themselves. I don't know if you remember a while back, everybody who was had the T-word Traxxas product on their site, and they used Traxxas.
I love it.
And they got shut down on their stores. Little guys like CCXRC, you know, and all those guys. I even think Little Guy Racing Parts got a cease and desist.
Yeah.
And that irked a lot of people. That ticked a lot of people off. And I love Traxxas. They're great rigs, but the way they're, like Chaz says, the way their companies run is they've almost became like Apple. They're almost too big, right? And I'm a graphic designer by trade. I'm a diehard Apple fan, right? And they've gotten too big for themselves. And even there's a guy on Kickstarter who did a microsite, the 1/64 scale excavator. It's called Nanotrax.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
He spelled it with 2 X's, and they gave him a cease and desist. I'm like, you've got to stop, Traxxas. You've got to stop doing this. I had a lot of people when I first started that thought they were gonna come after me because of the TRAX.
Right.
But honestly, my defense on that, they never did, and they never will, because I only use 1X. But my defense on that is we have light rail transit here in Salt Lake City, and it's called Trax, TRAX.
Yep.
Right? Traxxas, you can't, I love you to death, but you can't monopolize on the X in Trax. You can't. So
well, yeah, you can't make that as your like you said, monopolize it. But
and like I said, I love Traxxas. They're great rigs. The finish is phenomenal. They feel really good. They're capable. They look really good. But
neither, Nathan. Okay.
There's other rigs up there. There's other rigs or other companies out there, such as the Hobby Pluses, such as Larlo, and some of the other companies out there. They're up and coming, and they're killing it. They are killing it.
There's a lot of innovation going on in the hobby right now, and
yes,
it's not from the big companies.
No, well, and going back just a little bit. Sorry to jump back, but the other reason I like why I like the hobby, and not only the small scale, but the hobby in general, is there's a part of the hobby for everybody. You can do what you want to do in the hobby. And I know there's purists out there, and they say, oh, you don't want tons of articulation or whatever. No, that's great. If what you're into, that's fine. But you do you. If you like me, because that's what got me into the hobby. Because when I was a kid, I used to subscribe to all the off-road magazines and seeing these, these CJ7s and whatnot that had like 4 to 6 feet of articulation. And I thought that was the coolest thing in the planet.
Yeah, they got the right front wheel 8 feet in the air, and the left rear wheel 4 foot down in the hole. Yeah.
And that may not be good for crawling. That may or may not be. But
not going vertical, maybe, but doing other things crawling wise, it's awesome.
Yeah, and I build a rig that has tons and tons of flex, but that's because I wanted to build that rig. That's what I love about the hobby. If you're a comp guy, you're not going to want all that flex. But if you just want to have it to see that suspension work, which I love, sure, build an articulation monster. But don't hate on someone else because they love that part of the hobby and you don't, and you're more of a comp guy. You know, I've done them both. I have comp rigs. I have my flex rigs. You know,
Yeah.
so that's what I love about the hobby is there's something for everybody in the hobby. And with more and more companies coming out with rigs such as Hobby Plus, such as Larlo, you know, such as Fury Tech, it's becoming more and more approachable, and more people can do what they want to do in the hobby.
Yeah. Now, I'm actually going to go even farther back. What was the company with the foam planes flight test?
Flight test. Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nathan and oh shoot, what's her name? RC Sailors. They they talk about them a lot, and I've been watching RC Sailors for probably 4 or 5 years before I even started getting into the hobby. You know what I mean? And
yeah, buddy. So yeah, we started out with the foam board airplanes, and the reason why we started out is because I built my first flight test plane, and the whole time I was building, my wife she's all, that's never gonna fly, and I thought the same thing. And then my first flight, I'm like, it flew. I was blown away by that. And I'll be honest, I owe it to Flight Test because they are the ones that kind of got me into this. I love airplanes. The thing I didn't like about Flight Test at the time was I'm a graphic designer by trade. And so I wanted my airplanes to not only fly well, but I wanted them to look good. Right. And so being a graphic designer, I'm like, I could design a skin for this. And then as I started designing these skins, people started contacting me and say, hey, can I get your skin? And I didn't want to put them out there because I was kind of kicking around the idea of starting a company. And that's why our parent company, Trax parent company, is called the Hangar RC, because that's where we got our start. So if you see on my shirt, you see HRC, that's Hangar RC Crawler Trax. So so the parent company is
what I was going to ask you. One of the questions I was going to ask you was about the HRC, what that was.
Yeah, the Hangar RC is what it stands for.
That's cool, man.
Hey Sam.
Yeah.
When did you first get into planes?
20.
Get down.
It had to have been around 2015, 16, 17, somewhere in that area, some in that ballpark, probably.
Well, I'll tell you, I started in 96, and I got out by 99 because they just were fun. But now 2 years ago, my local hobby shop, I got one of those carbon Cubs.
Great plane,
with a
by the way.
Spectrum radio in it. And I'll tell you what, I'm into flying again. I got out of it because I couldn't stand it because it was so hard with the nitro Cox motors. And
nitros are pain in the butt. They really are.
I agree 100%.
They're too much. It's like a nitro car, right? A nitro buggy. It's too much upgrade, too much maintenance, at least in my opinion. Now, if someone wants to do, I know the purists out there, they're going to hate me, but nitros are great if that's what you want to do. But especially in airplanes, there's so much maintenance there.
Oh, what's up?
And with lipos,
I have 4 wheels.
Lipos are unreal.
Yeah, lipos and brushless, when brushlesses came out, phenomenal. Best leap forward in RC aviation ever.
And that plane, it was $200 with a radio. It's big.
Yeah, it's huge.
And it's got the training mode on the toggles.
Yep.
Man, I was out there and I've already flipped through to expert, and all it does is, it controls the level of input you could put in.
Yeah, it increases your throws. Sure.
And of course, I do love flight tests, and that's actually got me back into planes watching them.
Sure. And this, oh man, you're bringing back all sorts of memories. I love planes still. That's my passion. But when the FAA got involved, it screwed everything up. And a lot of people stopped buying planes. Even if you ask my local hobby shop here in Northern Utah, their plane sales basically tanked. Because now you have to have remote ID, and you have to fly in a FRIA, and it just is, it's too much red tape. Excuse me, it's too much red tape, and people are just like, I'm out.
Yeah, see where I'm at? I've got a military base on one side, I've got an Air Force base on the other side.
Yeah,
I go right in the middle, and nobody bothers me.
That's
I
interesting.
fly that plane. I've never been big on drones. I've got two. I'm
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
But
Drones into FPV cameras is what I do because I break the
when
drone.
you've got a plane, the military guys will just sit there and watch you.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah.
We have a military base here in northern Utah, Hill Air
Y'all
Force
got
Base.
a bunch of bases around in that part of the area.
Yeah.
Now, here's my problem with nitros, okay? I always wanted one back in the 80s growing up.
Sure.
I was young enough to where I couldn't work on my own, and the paternal side of my DNA was a worthless piece of, but I didn't have anybody to teach me.
Sure.
That's the reason I didn't get much more into RCs whenever I did, because I had the Kyosho three-wheeler, the 350 Honda, and I broke the steering on it. I jumped it off a little porch like that, broke steering on it, couldn't fix it. That was the only thing wrong with a $300 car, and it got me out of it. But I'm no good with tiny gasoline motors or nitro. I've never messed with motors. I got 4 weed eaters and a tiller sitting out here. All of them have the same problem, and all of them have either had the carburetors rebuilt or brand new Wahlberg carburetors, good ones. Put them on it. Have had new coils put on them. They've even had some the tiller had a daggone sleeve put in the cylinder and a new piston in it.
Sure.
And all of them start right up and quit. I mean, run for 2.5 seconds and then quit and never run again until it cools off.
Sure.
That's the reason I haven't got into the nitros. But you sit there with OG nitro, and that man, I don't know, he's a nitro god, man. That he can just, and it's done.
Yeah.
Nitro is a bit of an art form if you know how to do it.
Absolutely, it is. Absolutely, and I'm not just a nitro
Ford or a 350 small block, and I can tune that thing with a screwdriver all day long. A quadra junk carburetor, I can make them just howl like you want to,
4-barrel 600 CFM.
Yeah, what's these little 23 cc ones? You know how you talk about the 24 scale stuff, Waffles?
Yeah,
that's the way I feel about mini gasoline motors.
Sure. And like I said, nitro guys, that's perfectly okay. That's
I love watching
them. That's what they want to do, and I love seeing a nitro plane zoom by. There's nothing like it, but it's just not for me. Kind of speaking of going way back, before I had my very first RC car that was even close to hobby grade, and I'm not sure how hobby grade it was. I do know I could replace tires and wheels and shocks and control arms and whatnot and A-arms. Was a Radio Shack Golden Arrow.
If
you don't know what it is, look it up. It's a great car. I still have it, and I converted it so I can run some new batteries on it. It still runs. Original motor, replaced A-arms, not the original tires. But anyway, but I got my start kind of in the RC hobby way back when I was in high school. I really got into model rocketry. And I would go out and find my model rockets, and then I would see the guys on control lines, and I'm like, man, that would be so cool.
So
go ahead.
I'm just saying those control line cars, man, they're wicked.
Yeah. And so that was kind of my introduction to it. And I was like, I would have loved to do the control line airplanes, but never had the chance. And then fast forward till I'm an adult and have a family and kids, and I could do it. And I'm like, wow, this is the coolest thing in the world. And it was flight tests that got me into it. So
that's awesome. That is awesome.
Yeah. I love
flight tests. Makes you want to do something crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just ready to do something crazy because I want to get in. I want an airplane. I've had these little foamy powered gliders, and I've got them stuck on the roofs of the houses around here, but I can control them. You put me a quadcopter in my hands. Like I said, I make miniature FPV cameras for small scale RCs out of them because I fly them, and I either don't get the trim set right or get something set right, and they always break. So
you just need to remember, is down is up and up is expensive.
Yes. And
That's
you
what you need to know when you fly an airplane.
Understand a little bit about how wind works around structure.
Yeah.
I was out back flying my drone. I was doing awesome. I was happy. I was just as happy as a puppy with 13 feeders about myself. I was doing good. I hadn't hit the house, hadn't flew over the neighbor's yard or nothing. And I just got just about that high above the peak of the house. Yeah, I didn't find it for 4 weeks. The neighbor, the only place it could have went was in his yard, and he wasn't home. He was on vacation for like 3 weeks, and he brought it back to me. But I got just about that much, dude. And I'm telling you what, I hit down. I mean, I was on everything I could to get it to shut down, just to fall out of the sky is all I was wanting it to do.
Yeah. Well, it takes a little bit of learning. There's a little bit of learning curve, especially with the fixed wing, because drones have made it, like companies like DJI have made it like stupid proof for drones, right?
Yeah, my buddy's got a Mavic 4, and I can fly it. I just don't want to because it's not mine and it's his and it's expensive.
Yeah, and they've made it idiot proof. But fixed wings is where my passion's at, because there's something about building something like that and then sending it, and it just is awesome. Like I said, without flight test, I wouldn't be where I'm at today, and it's just grown, and I love the crawlers because that's where the community has embraced us ever since we started doing crawler tracks. But on top of that, it's just been like I've always wanted an RC crawler because I was into the rock crawling when I was younger. So yeah, fun stuff.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what. Like I was saying earlier, I understand why everybody's been backing you, because you're making a good quality product for a good price, and you stand behind your product.
100%,
and that's good. I grew up with somebody teaching me how to do things in construction and stuff like that but they also taught me how to sell. But I watched them cheat people.
Sure.
So I learned how to be a better salesman or retail person than he was, because I could see how people were getting screwed over and what it did, and I didn't want to be like that,
Sure. Sure.
And I lost the whole there went again. What you got new coming up from Crawler Trax, by the way?
Sure. Well, let me once again go back just a little bit and tell a little bit of people about us. We're Crawler Trax. We make modular indoor obstacles. The cool thing about our product, when I started down doing, when I got out of the planes. I never got out of the planes. I still have tons of planes. But when we stopped manufacturing airplanes and we switched over to Crawler Trax, a couple things my wife said. She said, first of all, I want them to be able to be stored away so I don't see them all the time, and I don't want them all over the house. So when I started designing, I started designing so they could be broken down and stored in flat. When we go to events like Micro Crawler Club events here in Northern Utah, we have 4 boxes that are like those Rubbermaid or Tupperware tote things.
Totes.
Yeah, and we have 4 boxes, and we probably have close to 100 obstacles in those 4 boxes, because our product can be collapsed down and broken down.
Yeah, portable.
Yeah. And the other thing, my wife said that I don't want them all over the house. Well, they're all over the house anyway, so that kind of didn't work out. But the other beauty part about our obstacles is we try to make them modular so that they're kind of like Legos. They play nicely with each other. So what works with one will work on another one. They don't all do that, because obviously, like for example, our broken bridge, which is our teeter-totter or seesaw, obviously there's not a whole lot you can change about that to make it interact with another obstacle. But like you've got our frame bender and our frame bender NXT, those both have the exact same footprints. So you can interchange those parts as much as you want. The wave is completely adjustable. It has levels of adjustability. Let me just pull this out. This is the wave, and then this bigger foot comes with the wave expansion kit. But with our obstacles, they can be, no, I'll show you on this one. They can be completely, I can get this out of here. These slots on the bottom right here, you can move those and you can slide your obstacle, whatever.
Right.
So it can be a different experience every time you crawl over the obstacle. The other thing we really excel in is because our obstacles are consistent, meaning you can make it the same every time you run over it. The cool thing about it is if you're doing a lot of bench testing on a rig and you want to see how it performs, you can set that up and roll over it with one rig and then put another rig on see how, just to see how they compare and contrast with each other.
Yes, that's one thing that I do like about having the setup like you're doing, because if I would do my table rocks like I do here, I got some rock, concrete busted up. I can't always get the same lines every time with the rigs unless I do them right then, right there,
Sure.
because you move them, they get moved and stuff happens.
Well, and especially on the micro scale, you move an inch.
Oh, that's 5 feet in one-to-one.
Completely different line, right?
Yeah.
So that's the beauty of our obstacles. And we do something also at the Micro Crawler Club events called crawler drags. And what that is it's crawling drag racing. The fastest time wins. But the cool thing about it is we eliminate the variability of the terrain, right? Because all our obstacles are the same and you can make them all the same, both lanes, as they run over the obstacles, they crawl over them, are the same. So it's no longer whether you are off by a half inch or whatnot, it's all the same. Now it's just about pure skill.
Yeah, it's all about the driver and their truck's capability. I like that. And
because we eliminate the terrain as a variable, right? If you're crawling on natural stone, you're off a half inch or an inch, it's a different line, and especially with the micros. And so when we do our crawler drags, we eliminate that variable.
And I really liked whenever you all started doing those crawler drags. I thought that was awesome.
Yeah, and so it's something we've enjoyed it. Now, honestly, it came from one of the top people at the Micro Crawler Club, one of the founders. It was his idea. We just kind of took and ran with it. And so, and that's why we started developing our starting gate.
That's awesome. And that's
I needed these 12 months ago.
But Dwayne Carter, do I need to send this to him to Waffles for his speed buggy? Is that what you're saying? Sorry, Sam.
No, you're good.
I had to pick on Waffles today too because Jerry's just being too quiet, and so's he. But they're being respectful to you.
Well, you keep talking over me.
I'm just telling
Sam's needed to give me this 12 months ago. Look at that indoor course that I made.
I dropped the mouse, and now I can't see what I'm doing, y'all. Give me a second.
Sam would have let me know 12 months ago. I wouldn't have to spend all that money to build my indoor course.
Yeah, and I'm not opposed to indoor courses. I love them to death. But for we've had a lot of military people buy our courses because they don't know when they're going to get moved, and they can store them away, as opposed to an indoor layout. You really can't move that easily.
Well, I built one this winter that's 8 feet by 8 feet.
You can't move them.
It's for 10 scales.
Sure.
And it takes up my whole garage in the winter.
Well, it's because it's 10 scale. That's huge, but it's awesome course, man. I really like it. Later, Nate, man, be safe, brother. RC Remedy.
Yeah. But it's out in my shed and it's under my deck. I gotta have 2 4-wheelers in here in the winter to make it work.
Right.
Because they sit on it. The whole course goes around 2 4-wheelers.
Yeah, that's the beauty. And not, like I said, I don't have anything against courses like that because I think they're awesome. And if you guys know Van DeWitt, the guy's a genius when it comes to course building. But the beauty of ours is you can take it inside. Like a lot of people just in their homes don't have that type of space, and a lot of people get sick of setting up books and towels and blankets and pillows to crawl over, and this gives them some physical obstacles that they can actually use and adjust as well. So it's not the same.
See, that's what I was getting at earlier. Like you were saying, you've got those feet or those notches on the bottom. You can take and have you a nice obstacle, but say you want to make it harder, you can make it harder. Well,
Yep.
you're not getting that hard line. You can make it easier. And
Yep.
also with those slots on the bottom of that helps with the with holding them still too, doesn't it? A lot.
Yeah.
Even though they are made of plywood, it still
Yep.
helps like a cleat.
Yeah. And we have a grip kit too that you can put on the bottom of the foot, and that helps it on like slick surfaces like countertops or wood floors. It helps it so when you push up against the obstacle, it doesn't slide.
Yeah, right. Because you put that on granite or on tile or on a good polyurethane or good coated hardwood floor, they will slide.
And so we have a grip kit that solves that problem.
Who was one of the YouTube guys that did a review on that grip stuff on the bottom of it? It wasn't Chaz, was it? It was
Chaz did it. I do believe Ken did it.
Ken, it wasn't Minnie. It was I may be wrong. It may have been Chaz or Minnie, either one, but it was it hit my head, the light bulb come up. I was like, duh, what? That's just awesome,
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, we haven't sent out a ton of those, but yeah, they really do help if you're not doing it just on carpet. They really help control that movement. And they're just little rubber stickies that go on the bottom of the feet.
Right, like you would put on the bottom of a hard drive or something.
Yeah. Sure.
That's pretty cool. Now,
for sure.
You've led into it a little bit, but your starting gate.
Yeah.
How's that coming along? Because I remember when you first started on that thing, man. I was totally excited. And
well, when we first started it, if you'll bear with me for 2 seconds, let me grab.
Okay, yeah. Go right ahead.
Let me grab the small one, so you can see where it started at. So when we first started the starting gate, I thought we need a starting gate, and I thought it's got to be something that's functional, right? And when I first started, I wasn't thinking electronics. I was just thinking having something that you could go through and you could, that looked somewhat real. Now, these have been painted, so never mind this. But our starting gate started out as something this size.
Yep.
Plenty tall, but not very wide. And then when I originally designed this, I designed it quite a while ago. It was great for the 18th and 24 scale crawlers. But then someone, I think it was Ken from the Shop Mini RC, said, you need to make it big enough for these new monster trucks that are coming out, namely the Mini LMT.
Yep.
And if you look, there's not a whole lot of room there for a Mini LMT.
You better hope to goodness you hit that sucker straight to get those.
So what I did was with Ken's advice, and Ken's, I'll be honest, Ken's one of my major product testers because he has some really good advice. But what I did was I went back to the drawing board and we came up with this.
Yeah.
So this is this basically 2 starting gates put together, twice as wide, and this is what the final product will look like. But now you've got
this is the part,
tons of room in order to. Oh, I've got this backwards. I'm not even showing you guys the good side, for crying out loud. You got tons of room for the monster trucks, but I wanted to also for the crawlers, and the crawlers don't need as much room because you're not going as fast. So we developed a center section that can be removed. And let me get this lined up here. And now you have 2 lanes that your regular crawlers can crawl through when you're doing crawler drags.
That's awesome.
So
now that right there is what you had actually just came up with that one whenever I had Chaz on the podcast, I believe, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's probably about that. It hasn't been released quite yet. We're still working on some changes. What we're trying to do right now, this has to be glued together. And so we're trying to make our tolerances a little bit tighter so that it can be put together with minimal glue.
Right. That's awesome. Now, are you going to do any timers or anything like that in the future?
Yes, we are actually, as you can see in this one, it has cords hanging out of it. This is a prototype starting timer, and it uses IR sensors. So when you cross it, it does it. It'll have an LCD display screen. This is the screen, and that screen will have a piece that will allow it to be mounted right there. and it will wirelessly communicate with the finish gate. So we're still trying to work out the bugs. Electronics take a long time to develop, and we're still trying to do that.
They
But we're hopefully going to have the gate released, I want to say, before the end of the year, and then it'll just be the gate. But then electronics are going to be sold separately anyway, and so people can buy electronics and upgrade their gates.
Right. That's awesome. Now, here at sorry, I talk with my hands. Here at the new crawler course that we have out here, their course is around the outside of their room that they have it in, pretty much, and then it comes into the middle.
Sure.
On your timing and system and stuff, will you have two different gates, or will they work with each other if you had to buy two to, like, have a starting gate and an end gate?
Sure. So it will have to be, you'll have to get two gates.
Okay. Well, that's no problem, really.
Yeah. And the electronic system will come as a single, a single pack. So you'll have the starting computer and the ending computer built into one.
Okay. So that could be mounted on the one start gate or on separate start and end gates. Cool.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. If you use the divider.
Right. Or, well, I was just meaning, like, if I had one, say, on the start gate on this side of the room and the end gate on the other side of the room.
Yeah,
okay.
You could do that as well. Yep.
Okay. Good. That man, you got it down, man. You think you use that squishy stuff behind your eyes a lot. I mean, and if you're going to do it like you're doing it, you got to do something like that, because if you're going to be putting money out, you got to be able to recoup that money.
100%. And electronics aren't cheap to develop.
No, they're not.
Way expensive to develop. So.
Now, I actually have a question for Sam, and I think Gary answered it pretty well earlier. So with your track systems, obviously they're great for the smaller scale stuff. I guess my question is it just because of the weight or the size why there aren't so many or very few options for track systems for 10 scales?
Yes. We are, with our shipping right now, currently, we are right at the threshold of being able to ship just normally versus shipping freight. We're right at that threshold with, like, if you order one obstacle, we're not, obviously, but a lot of people will order 2, 3, 4, 5, all of our obstacles. And that threshold is with the weight of all our obstacles, because it's wood, is really, really close to having to ship freight. And we really don't want to ship freight, because then our shipping goes way up. So with 10 scale obstacles, we would have to increase the amount of wood that we use, and it would put us into the freight category.
It put you in the heavy shipping money, wouldn't it?
I just figured I would ask, because obviously I'm very big into 10 scales, but I like the idea of these track systems. I just have found very few for 10 scale, just because when we go to events, like we're going to our toy drive that we do at the beginning of December, and having some type of collapsible track system would be really fun, so that people at the event could drive any of my crawlers, or I could mess around, because it's in a parking lot, so there's not a lot of obstacles in a flat parking lot. But it was perfect opportunity to ask somebody who makes a track system why there isn't more for 10 scale stuff.
And that's the biggest reason for us. I'm not sure about our competitors. But that's the biggest reason for us is it's just, first of all, it uses up more plywood. So our biggest obstacle is over 6 feet in length. It's called the Valley. It's a big suspension bridge, and it is a half a sheet of plywood to cut that thing out and ship it. So every time somebody buys a Valley, we're shipping a half a sheet of plywood.
Right. So there's if it's 3/8 plywood, right there's 45 pounds almost.
Yeah, and so it just becomes a shipping cost. It's not that we're opposed to it. People have asked this question to us as well. The other thing is, with 10 scale, you have to engineer stuff a lot more sturdier, because These small scale crawlers, you're not getting very heavy, right? Even the heaviest ones out there are not that heavy. Whereas we would have to redesign stuff drastically in order to accommodate the weight of a 10 scale.
Especially if they were one of Mike's 10 scales, 500-pound 10 scale crawlers.
They're not 500 pounds. They're 15. Back off.
Well,
I want to interrupt everybody here real quick because Granny brought it up. She's almost done, Waffles. Almost got your goat done.
All right, it's gonna go great with pancakes here.
The goat that never goes away.
Hey, that don't look like a deer anymore, does it? Oh,
Not
it's been
anymore.
riding with him. Look, he got crooked. He's been always shoved over on the right because here in the States, guys, we go fast and turn left. We don't have to go all right. Back to the style like y'all do down there in Australia.
How many goat videos you been watching, Dub?
Oh, dude. Hey, I'm from West Virginia, buddy. I ain't got to watch no videos. I know about this.
You're stalking people's goats?
No. The sheep is what I stalk, not the goats. Goats are too mean. They'll bite you. But them old sheep, they'll just back up.
Oh, they run in fear. They run in fear.
Oh, no, they run to me. They love me. I'm a lover, not a fighter, boys. Actually, I used to be both, but
Yeah, no, I've been wanting to figure out some kind of like movable track for when we go to events, because we go to very not typical RC events where they have lots of crawling events. Like we're going to the toy drive, which is at a dealership in a parking lot. Where I took the RV that was at a fairgrounds where it was just a car show. And so I've been looking into it, and looking at other designs to see like how would it be doable for a 10 scale, but I do see where you're coming from. I just wanted to pose the question for the 10 scale people.
No, sure, 100%. And that's the big. I'll be honest, that's the biggest reason why.
Yeah,
is shipping. And there's not there as far as portable, collapsible, modular crawling systems out there. There's not a lot out there for 10 scale.
Yeah,
you're right.
And I get it, because ours, well, at least mine, are all incredibly heavy. So even a pretty well built one wouldn't be able to handle what I'd build.
And the other thing about we have a specific shipping size that we found when we very first started that kind of optimizes the shipping. So
dimensions of the box that you're shipping.
Cool. Yeah, so we're limited on our manufacturing size because of that to 24 by 12.
Okay.
And so our sheets come in 24 by 12, but that doesn't mean that, I mean, if I really wanted to, I could take, whoops, I just lost a foot. If I really wanted to, I could take something like this. This is our frame bender, and I could blow this up to 10th scale size. The problem with this is I only have 2 feet to work with. I have 24 inches to work with. And by the time a 10th scale gets on that 2 feet, they're already off it by the time they get on it.
Yeah. No, that's very true.
So, I mean, it's not that I'm totally opposed to it. I'm not opposed to 10 scales. It's just...
No, but if it doesn't make financial sense for you and your business to do it, then it's completely understandable.
It's the fact of the matter, right?
Yeah, it goes against the whole business model, like he was saying, it started out as foam planes, and now it's up to cardboard obstacles, and it stayed pretty close to the same business model, even though it was two different genres of the hobby. Yeah. J-Man, that's the reason I brought Jerry up there to solo him out for a minute so you could see who it was. I knew he was going to answer you, but he was being polite. He ain't had any of them cold snacks. Bring me them cold snacks yet.
What? I got cold snacks right next to me.
Now,
I know from building my track, I can tell you with the amount of spray foam alone, I wouldn't even want to imagine how much it weighs.
Yeah. Well, and most people build on like a 4x8 sheet of plywood, right? And
so I got 2 of them.
Yeah. So that's what's easy, but it becomes a lot of weight. And there's companies out there right now that are 3D printing stuff, and they're cool because they look like real rocks and everything. But there's two problems with the 3D printed stuff, and I'm all about the 3D printing. The first problem is, yes, they're modular, but they're big, they're bulky, right?
And they're smooth.
Yeah, well, they can be, and the bulkiness of them. Where are you going to store that, right?
Amen, Aaron. Amen, Aaron. Yeah,
so,
right.
So it's not. They're cool and they're kind of the rage right now. But second of all, that takes a ton of filament and a ton of time on 3D printers. So unless you have a 3D printer farm, it's going to take you a really long time to build up enough of those plates to assemble a decent course.
Yeah. Now Nate from Nate's RC.
Yep.
He's been printing out a lot of the 3D course stuff, and
yep.
He's got pretty good at it, and he's getting it to where he's learning how to get it to where he can get it stackable and stuff to where he can put it up easier. It's got some great texture to it.
Yeah.
Jerry, you ought to check him out. It's Nate's RC.
He's one of the ones that actually sent a
Nate Belinsky, yeah. He's one of the local family with all these fellers. Well, everybody's in the chat mostly, and
yeah.
The 3D stuff, man. It like you said, it takes a lot of filament.
Yeah. Well, we have something actually just coming back out on our store that we had when we very first got started into the crawler tracks, and then because we had a couple early 3D printers that were early, right when it was starting to get affordable for everybody to buy a 3D printer. You know, they weren't thousands of dollars anymore. They were starting to come down into the hundreds of dollars, and we developed these little hangers for the crawler, for the micro crawlers. We call them off the wall hangers.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So we developed them, and I'll show you one right here. So what they do is they hang this. Actually, this is for a Traxxas. Let me grab a SCX24 one.
And
so
I love
the SX.
You said T-word. That was awesome the other day.
So they hook in, so your rig can be hung like that. But the problem with it is a lot of people who have a lot of suspension droop, those back tires will actually hit the wall
and cause flat spots still.
Yeah, and so I've seen other people design something like this, but what I haven't seen is someone who's designed it with a thumb screw.
That's smart.
And so what this does, I'll get this out here a little ways just so you can see it. It does two things. First of all, it allows you to get your tires, if you have a lot of droop in your back end, it allows you to get your tires off the wall.
Yeah, that's sweet.
Second thing it does is it allows you to display your rig on an angle.
Yeah, it's not perpendicular. It's not. It's not. Yeah. It's got.
This little thumb screw just screws out, and it can screw out quite far.
That's pretty cool stuff, man.
I've never seen anybody develop one with a thumb screw that you can actually get your back tires off the wall. And yes, RC Granny, we will be selling them. They're not quite ready to go on our website yet, but they will be back on our website. They were on our first version of our website, and then we had to take them off because our 3D printers got too old to keep up. We've since invested in a couple more 3D printers that are newer, and they're a lot faster. And we have, just so you know, we have the colors too. So, just trying to grab all the colors. We have the colors.
That's sweet.
So a lot of people have asked me recently, how do I hang my rigs on my wall? And they're all hung up. Every single one of them are hung up with those off the wall hangers.
That's awesome. One of these days, I'll have enough rigs that I can hang up on the wall.
I need one of those for my semi. Think it can hold 50 pounds?
Hey, Waffles, I need a piece of Schedule 80 3-inch stainless steel. And you got the tools to work with that with, and you just have to make some of your own, because I don't think anything plastic would hold that son of a gun up.
No, the toolbox already struggles to hold it. So
I watched you struggle to pick it up. So
I know. That's why I actually have once lifted it up with my forklift. It was hilarious.
Oh, now come on, you're going to lose your redneck card for that one.
Why? Because I saved my back.
Rednecks don't do smart stuff like that. Dang it, we don't use tape measure.
They
It's
do,
about
but
yay
they just
long.
don't tell no one.
I used a 5,000-pound weight capacity forklift to lift up a 50-pound RC.
Yeah, I know.
That qualifies me for redneck.
That's
No,
pretty
that
redneck.
qualifies you for left coast.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's always your excuse.
Hey, I got to mess with you somehow. I mean, that's
Sam's
awesome.
pretty
Dude.
close
Really,
over
Sam,
here.
I like those. Those are awesome. What's up, Nas? Why are you so nosy up in there? We got Double A Day, Mr. Aaron.
Now, Sam, I actually wasn't here at the very, very beginning, but you guys said you're in northern Utah. What part, if you don't mind me asking?
We're about 45 minutes north of Salt Lake.
Oh, okay. I have a lot of family that lives in Salt Lake.
Yeah, so we're just on the north side of north side, 45 minutes north of Salt Lake. So yeah, I grew up in southern Utah, but we're not too far from Salt Lake. And Van from the Microcrawler Club, he is in Salt Lake. So
All right.
yeah.
That's
I know
awesome.
the area quite well. Spent a lot of time out there.
Yeah, Utah's awesome. I love Utah.
I completely agree.
Sam's been getting to show off some of the cool stuff that he's made, and I'm really proud of this. And most of y'all have seen it. And RC Granny, if you say a word, I'm coming to Australia. All right, let me show you something, Sam. I want to see what you think.
You're not going to Australia.
Yeah, huh? If they cause me to get my daggone self hurt with this thing because they jinxed me, I'm going to Australia. Me and him will fight.
They wouldn't let you off the plane.
They won't let me on a plane. What are you talking about?
You wouldn't let him on the plane.
Thank you. See, Waffles back me up. But I got the idea off of Instagram. There was a feller had a SCX 6x6, and he was pulling around. This trailer had a battery powered string weed eater on it. Well, I happen to have a broken, because of the head, battery powered string weed eater and a bunch of parts laying around. And
oh, nice.
Oh, crap, where'd my body go? Oh, 30? No. Okay, well, this has a TR Traxxas. Okay, never mind. It has the T-word type Arma Stanton body on it. Okay, whatever the hell, not a UDR, but whatever the hell that T-word company body is.
Flash.
And the reason I say T-word, and me and Dungeon been saying this for a minute, I wanted to tell you that was cool hearing you say that because Money Pit said it the other day.
Because no one wants to get sued or cease and desist.
But yes, so this is a 20-volt weed eater motor and head.
Nice.
2 wheels, a cutting board that's been chopped up a little bit. I didn't do it like RC Homesteader suggested I did because I don't have very good electrical outlets here in this part of the house. And making a big hot knife to cut this thick plastic, it just wouldn't have worked out too well. But I had it on Rockwolf's live earlier running for a minute till the battery fell off the front because the straps weren't right, because I had ended up changing the batteries over to DeWalt instead of the Works batteries that I had, because I only had one. I only had one weed eater, but I got all kinds of DeWalt tools.
Sure.
And I took redneck engineering now and soldered to the battery plug from the Works because it has the brain on it. Okay. And on the DeWalt ones, it's in the handle of the drill. I just took and soldered to there and soldered to there. And now I got DeWalt power, which I have the 40 or the 20 volt max. And I got like 6 or 8 of the daggone regular 20 volt batteries. And it does work. It cuts good. About a 12-inch swath, though. I just happen to have 2 motors and 2 electric brains. But a 10 scale crawler, the Everest 10, where it's a vertical chassis, it's just like AX24 for all you small guys, or if anybody knows what I'm talking about.
Yep. Yes,
the
sir.
Everest 10, vertical chassis, it got that torque twist.
Yeah.
There you go, talking about flex. Oh gosh, I'm having a cramp. Oh shit. Oh, sorry guys. Oh, shoot, boy.
You gonna live?
Yeah, I got a daggone cramp in the back of my daggone. Oh, there it went. Oh, nope. Sorry guys, I apologize. Dang, if I get my daggone. Sorry guys, I'm gonna step off here for a second. Oh, Alex.
Yeah.
Alex, if you'd help me out, I appreciate it.
What you need?
He didn't even put a battery in it. He hurt himself.
For you to just talk there for a minute. I can't. Oh crap! I gotta get rid of this cramp.
Okay,
Do what
so,
you gotta do.
I know. I'm getting ready to start cussing a lot, so I will have to mute it. Ow!
All right.
All right, so I guess we'll take over from here, Jerry. So Sam, other than your website, is there any other ways for people to find your products, or is the website the best way to go for it?
The website's the best way to go. Crawlertrax.com, hangarc.com. That's HANGAR, like an airplane hangar. Both those point to our website, and you can go and get our products there. I know
Where
before
do you ship to?
we ship anywhere in the United States and Canada. Now, if you're from Australia, RC Granny, looking at you, we don't have it built into our system because we just ship some stuff to Sweden. We've shipped to other parts of the world, but we typically people reach out to us for those because it would just be way too much for my small team to keep up with shipping all over the world. So if you want a quote for shipping, if you're outside the United States and Canada, we can definitely do that. Just reach out to info@crawlertrax.com and we'll get you taken care of.
What else? What else do we got?
Yeah, because we get horrible to Alaska. We're in a third world country up here.
Hey, I've spent some time in northern Canada and even in Alaska, but mostly in northern Canada. I understand how that is for sure.
I shouldn't leave
sure.
Canada out because I can get stuff shipped from Canada quicker than anywhere else.
Yeah, I'm sure. What part of Alaska are you in?
I am right in the interior in North Pole.
Oh, cool. Yeah. So I spent a couple of years up in Canada, anywhere from Calgary all the way up basically to the Northwest Territories. We were in little towns all over the place: Fort St. John, Port Nelson, Dawson Creek, all those types of things. But
Dawson Creek is nice.
yeah, I love Dawson Creek. It was one of my favorite places to be.
So tell
ahead.
your shipping guys when they see an order from North Pole, Alaska, and they're shipping it to Santa Claus Lane, that is not a joke.
Okay, I
It's
will.
This town
He's
made as a theme show.
Sorry guys, I'm still cramping. Oh God, no. I apologize. Worst thing is I can't get to the daggone kitchen to get me a daggone glass of salt water to make it quit.
The green salt water.
Anyway, I know in your pre-show he was asking me about some what's up and coming. We've got a couple things. First and foremost, we developed these 2 years ago for Beat the Creek for Fury Tech, and we did it because they released their Orlando Micro 1/30th scale, something like that, crawler, and we developed them for that, and there was very, very little interest in them, so we kind of just dropped them. But now with the new SCX 30 coming out and the new Red Cat coming out, we have picked back up this project, and hopefully people will like it. But we are now developing small scale crawler tracks for the 1/30th scale. So the cool thing about these is they're all going to be puzzle piece together. And this puzzle piece, let me grab this really quick, is the same size as our full scale. So this is a piece to our mud pit, and the puzzle piece nicely fits together.
Oh, that's smart.
So yes, this is a little bit small for here's an SCX 24 base camp that's stock. It's a little bit small for the base camp, it can work. It will work on it. Excuse me. But the 30th scales is what this is for. So we are doing that. Hopefully we're going to release those as soon as humanly possible. Another thing we've been working on that is kind of, it's been a challenge. It's probably been one of the hardest things I've ever designed, but I know there's a need for it and people have been asking for it, is this guy right here. This is a setup table.
There you go.
So you can, test your rig, approach angle, departure angle, side hilling, vertical. This is the version 1. We've actually made some major design changes. So what you guys will see is going to be version 2, and it's going to be drastically different. And yeah, I think everybody's going to love it. So keep your eyes peeled for that. We're diligently working on those, working on our startup gate. We've got a couple other obstacles coming out for the SCX 24s and 16th scales. And they are going to take the crawling to the next level because they are not easy obstacles. So keep your eyes peeled for those. Follow us on our social media because that's where we're going to announce it first, is on our social medias. So
that actually was a perfect segue. Full Send in the comments asked if you do have social media and what they are.
Instagram is the Hangar RC, the Hangar RC at the Hangar RC, HANGAR. Facebook is Crawler Trax. We have YouTube's Crawler Trax. We have TikTok, but we're not incredibly active on there. And then we have a couple groups if you want to, feel free to join. We actually have a group called the Squadron for the RC plane side of things, if you're interested in that. We also have a group called Crawler Trax Fans on Facebook, and then we have a group for the remotely controlled podcast, and that's just remotely controlled. So you can look for those groups. We appreciate you joining them. We do have our YouTube. That's our main way we communicate with our fans, is not only through the groups, but through Facebook or YouTube. So head on over to YouTube. You're watching on YouTube, but head on over to our YouTube channel at Crawler Trax on YouTube, and that's where people can get a hold of us. And I'm very active in the community. If you guys are part of the Microcrawler Club, I'm always on the Microcrawler Club commenting and sharing things and whatnot. So,
guys, I want to apologize. I'm sorry about that. But Double A, you were right. Mustard does work, but I want to show y'all something. 20 ounces of water and about a tablespoon of iodized regular salt. All right. I'm still cramping. I just can actually talk. But you mix that up and down it, instantaneously you will get rid of the cramp. I ain't saying it won't come back, but it will instantaneously get rid of it.
So Sam, there was one other question from RC Granny. Says, can the also be, or can it, I'm guessing for the 30th scale tracks that you were showing for can it be used for the Jubilee 136 crawlers?
Yes.
Okay.
So it will fit anything from the 130 scale. Let me grab. This is my Fury Tech, the Orlando, and they're super small, right? They're smaller than 130th scale, but the Orlando, it's designed to fit anything from the Orlando to the. Oh, my wheel's coming off. That's great because I haven't glued them yet. Orlando,
yeah,
to the like the Mini Z crawlers. All the way up to the SCX 30 that just was announced by Axial.
Right.
So you can kind of see how that works.
That's awesome.
There's the Fury Tech Orlando.
There you go, Double A, Max Paul, Rockwell. I know that they have some of those, the 132s, and then they got the J Bells too.
Yeah.
So
it should fit all of them.
I know he get.
So you can see they're all modular too. So we have all these slots here, and just like our other obstacles, you can adjust the width of them. So let me get this out really quick. So they are modular, and you can change it up because they shift in the slots. You can also adjust how wide they are by moving these in or out on the base plate.
That's awesome.
really
That's
is.
what I've always liked about those.
You can create gaps in your, you see the gap, so your tire can get down in there. So that like I said, we try to do everything modular, and that these are no different for the 1/30th scales.
That's sweet. Now a lot of your obstacles interchange in pieces, like you were saying earlier, right? But not all of them, of course. I mean, I know that, like, because you can't take a daggone seesaw bridge and turn it into a rock flex machine or nothing. But
Sure.
Now, what all type of obstacles do you have besides the bridge, the seesaw, and the frame flexion?
Okay, so we've got let me just go through them. We have the valley, which is our biggest obstacle. It's over 6 feet in length, and it's a suspension bridge. It's uses wire and has 2 mountain pieces that you climb up, and then you go across the bridge. And it comes with 2 different tracks. It comes with a single track and then a dual track. So each tire has its own movement. We have what we call the broken bridge, which is the seesaw, which is the teeter totter. We have the wave. That's this guy right here. So the wave comes with 2 tracks, and then this foot is actually comes with the wave expansion kit. So the wave expansion kit, and I don't have one here because I recently broke it. I stepped on it on accident. The wave expansion kit gives you that 3rd track option. So the adjustability of it is basically limitless, right? So we have the wave expansion kit. We have the frame bender, which is this guy right here. That's cool if I don't drop my rig off of it.
That's a good one, Aaron.
The frame bender. And then we have the frame bender's bigger brother, which is called the frame bender NXT. And the cool thing about the frame bender and the frame bender XT, panels are removable, they can collapse down, but these slots on the frame bender right here and here are the same distance as on the NXT. So I could physically take this piece and put it on the NXT.
That's
so
sweet.
We do have the frame bender XT. We have the mud pit, which is probably one of my favorite obstacles. It uses airsoft BBs. And where'd that plate go? Here it is. This is one of the plates for the mud pit. So each mud pit comes with 2 of these, and they're completely customizable. I can make this mud pit I can put two mud pits side by side and have mud drags. That's one of my favorite things for me and my son to do is grab the monster trucks and mud drag through the mud pit. We have you can make it into a J, an L, a U, an S, any shape you want. This is our most customizable obstacle, is the mud pit, and it just utilizes airsoft BBs. We also have what else do we have? I got to look at my list over here. Mud pit. We have the Vector XL, which is our ramp, and the Vector XL you can combine 2, 3, 4, 10, 20, however many you want Vector XLs to widen it out. And then we've got wave expansion, frame bender NXT, the mud pit, the valley, I think that's it that we've got right now.
I hear you.
We've got the pipeline. The pipeline is a really narrow obstacle. So those of you who widen out your rigs, beware. But it is a super narrow obstacle, and it's a little bit of a flex, but it's really hard because if you fall off of it, if you're too wide, we've got little knobs on the pipeline that allow you that keep you from sliding down and finishing the obstacle. So
that's cool. That is cool.
So we thought, a lot of people will fall off and then they'll use their axles to slide down. We're like, that's cheating. So we put little nubs on the obstacle itself. So if you fall off, you can't just slide down the rest of the obstacle.
That wouldn't be a little bit too wide, Waffles.
No, they're modular. He said you can put a bunch of them together.
They are completely modular. The wave, the frame bender XT, the mud or the pipeline, those all play really nice together. The wave expansion kit play nice together. The mud pit actually works as basically 2 obstacles in one. The valley, you can take the bridge out in the middle, and the two mountain pieces become their own obstacles. So we really want so people don't get bored, and that's our big thing is the modularity.
Well, that's a smart thing. That's a really smart thing to do, because that way you're not just creating one thing to be able to adjust it and move it and change it. Like, that keeps people's interest, and they're not having to
Sure.
keep going out and buying more products and more products.
Yep.
Just
Yep.
to change it up. They can just literally, like you showed, adjust it, move it to the side, take the bridge out. Like, that's actually a really very smart way of doing it.
Yeah,
And
so
having
you're
a lot
not
of net
stuck
to
with
get-
the cool course like this, but you can't do nothing with it because it gets boring.
Yeah, and
Believe me.
our competitors do not have that for the most part. Theirs are very limited on what they do, where ours are completely modular and completely customizable, and or you have the ability to change them.
Now,
New
this
track every run.
What? Sorry.
New track every run. That's awesome.
Now, that
It
being
really
said,
is.
I'm nowhere near sponsored by Crawler Trax or anything like this, but I do have one thing to say. His competitors don't have the product durability at all. They don't have any of the innovation. And I'll tell you what, they're higher on price, it seems to me, for quality to price point is too big of a gap on their product compared to the Crawler Trax.
And like I said, I don't want to talk bad about anybody.
Oh, I'm
but
not talking bad about them. I'm just saying
No.
that they just need to step up a little bit if they want
Ours
to.
are more, theirs are definitely more refined than ours, but ours are more industrial, which
Well,
means
that's
ours
what I
are,
was. Yeah,
ours are going to hold up better.
yes,
and
theirs
on
look
top-
good, but
Yes, they
and
do.
they work good. Don't get me wrong. I'm not down on them, but the durability in this game is freaking
Yeah.
important.
And ours. The big thing about that is ours are made from a thicker plywood, where theirs is a thinner plywood.
What do you use?
and-
5/16?
It's 5.2 millimeters.
5.2. So that's what. Would you go lay down, sir? Now, what's the matter? Too many RC cars in the way.
So the other thing about our competitors, and this is probably the biggest selling point for me anyway, is they're made not in the United States. Ours are 100% made in the United States. Our the only thing that's not from ours that's not made in the United States is we source our wood locally, but the wood doesn't come from the United States, unfortunately. So we do get it locally here in Utah, and everything's manufactured in Utah, but the wood is actually imported from another country. However, we are 100% manufactured in the United States.
That's awesome, because anytime we can keep something home, keep the money here at the house, that's better.
Absolutely. And they, I think they're in like Europe somewhere. Nothing against our European friends over there.
Oh, yeah.
They're just not a United States based company.
Well, the thing is, we came in 125 years ago to 200 years ago and just totally obliterated all the old growth wood that we had here in the United States, and we don't have any good wood to be able to produce anything of any substantialness. You take a 2x4 that was cut back in 1870. You had grains were this cut.
Yep. And
look how close the grain is in that pine.
You can't get a straight 2x4 anymore for sure.
Oh no, they keep them in a vault at Home Depot. Lowe's don't have them. Home Depot has their own little vault, and they only get a certain allotment per store, and they're never there.
Yeah.
It's because that they're growing them so quick, because there's nothing there to grow from. Jerry, I'm sure you can talk on this, because you're up where there's actually like some of the last old wood stands still left in the United States. If any,
we don't really have, our trees are not that big up here.
Well, I'm just talking. Well, I forgot you're up higher up. I was thinking more southern Alaska, down by Washington.
Even then, I mean, we don't have name brand trees up here. We've got spruce. You got some birch, but we don't have any of the fancy wood.
Thanks, RC Granny. He's commenting a lot out there, so I love it.
Hey, RC Granny is one of the best daggone people to ever have in a daggone chat.
Absolutely, I love that guy.
Yep.
And I've talked to him numerous times on the phone, and
I'm telling you, these
amazing
people
human
right
being.
here, are my family, and all y'all are. I mean, really, Sam's just a little bit farther out, third cousin or something, because we don't hang out as much as all the rest of us, you know. But he's getting here. He's getting there, folks. I love it, guys. And I was wondering if you'd ever thought about doing like a cable bridge or a rope bridge, not just a suspension, but doing like a tightrope or wire, maybe obstacle.
I'll give you a little bit
It
of.
would be a hard to manufacture type, but I just didn't know if you already had one, or if you thought of it, or if there was a drawback to it you'd already found that I hadn't thought of.
Let me just give you a little sneak peek of what's coming. Let me fix something here. Let me just give you a little sneak peek. And I don't know that many people have seen this. If you dig through our social medias, you can definitely find videos of this, but I don't know that a lot of people have actually physically seen this. Now, this is just a piece, and it's a prototype, so take it with a grain of salt.
Right. Now that's pretty unique.
That's what I'm talking about.
Cool. Wonder where you got the idea from that from.
Cut out of wood.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
Looks like a chainsaw blade
on crawler track.
Yeah, and let your imagination run wild with what we're gonna do with it.
That's awesome. Hey, because you could do just whatever the heck you want to with it.
Yep, absolutely.
You could make it a vertical obstacle. You can make it oh, that's awesome. Sorry. Sorry about that while ago, guys. I tag on. What is that? Thigh or quad? No, what's on the back right below your butt? Whatever that muscle is, that sucker was. Oh man. Sorry, I was around screaming like a little girl. I know it's the upper part of my leg, lower part of my butt. Because see, there's no separation. I have no ass at all. I'm all ass.
Well, sorry about that flat ass.
Hey, buddy, you know what? Is what it is, you know.
They all run away when you get old.
Hey, dude, no, I ain't had one since I was born. I was Carpenter's dream.
I'm sitting on my spine right now.
I am too, literally. I'm not joking. I was 345 pounds whenever I graduated high school, but by God, from the top of my shoulders to the back of my ankle, son, it looked like a daggone most straight 2 before you never seen it, Lowe's.
Sorry, Sam, you just walked into the retirement home.
Yeah, we're getting a little bit old. Now, Sam, round about not asking age, because, you know, never ask a lady's age. I'm kidding. How old are you, Sam? When did you graduate?
I graduated in '96 from high school.
Okay, so you're younger than me. Okay, you're 78 model.
I'm 47.
Yeah, I'm 48 and a half. Actually, wow, I'm 48 really and a half this month. That's awesome.
God, I'm on a channel with all children.
You ain't that much older than me, old man.
53.
Yeah,
that's older than the 40.
6 years. That's just 6 years.
Hell, Earl's that age. Again.
Earl's that age, I think.
I wish I was 40 again. I'd feel like I was 10.
No crap, me too. Now, get into the little bit of your backstory, Sam. I know that we was talking. You know, you're married and got kids. How many kids you got?
I got 4.
Got 4.
Good number.
Hey, speaking of babies, I'm back now.
Hi, baby, Mike. How are you, sir?
I'm 39. I'm good.
Yeah.
Youngin.
I got 3.
Never mind, Dub. I want to be 39 again.
I don't know why I said 3. I have 2 that I help manufacture, and I have 2 that are bonus children. 3 girls, 1 boy, and all 4 of them act just like me, and 2 of them act like their other dad. Thank God they don't act like their mommy. But I got 3 grandkids. You got any grandkids yet?
Me? No.
Oh, so you waited for a while before you started having them, huh? I hear you.
Had to get through college first.
Well, see, I couldn't stay in class my first semester of college, I went to West Virginia State University, the first African American college after the Civil War in the United States, and the first African American town in the United States after the Civil War, Dunbar, West Virginia. And on Thursday, I had 13 hours. I had 13 hours that semester. And on Thursdays, I was there from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. I just couldn't do it. I went half that semester. I still got all my hours that time, but I always figured I was going to be using these two hands and building stuff and being a carpenter or whatever, and didn't figure I needed the higher education. Well, I'm dumber than a box of rocks. Go to school, kids.
Stay in school.
Yeah, stay in school. Take computers. Computers are the future. AI, learn to do AI. Learn to do graphic design like Sam over here. Learn to weld too, like Waffles. Or get into sales like me and Jerry over here. You know,
I was going to say, working with your hands is actually making a comeback.
Yes, it is, because there's nobody that does it anymore. You know, it was as whenever us three were growing up, it's go to school, go to school, go to school. It pushed everybody out of the trades to put them into.
I grew up working construction. My dad was a civil engineer, and I did anything from frame houses to operate heavy equipment. So I definitely
I've done it too. I was telling people there the other day, I can take it from you tell me what kind of house you want and what size do you want it. I can put it on paper. I can take it from paper to putting it onto the ground. I can take it from working it onto the ground to foundation, all the way to handing you the keys after I've trimmed up your work. I don't do plumbing or electronics because there's other people get paid a lot more money to do that than me.
Yeah, buddy.
You know,
trade schools and apprentices, that's what they need to bring back.
Yep. Well, luckily here in West Virginia, there are still trade schools and apprenticeships.
Out here in
California, I am a partaker of the Lord's lettuce, and I went to take my electrician's test to get in as an apprentice in the electricians union. Didn't know that I had to talk to a man wanted to hold a cup for me and let me leak into it right after I had to take that test. And so that's the reason I'm not in the electricians union. What's up, Laughlin? LG RC in the house.
Out here in California, there's actually a huge shortage of tradespeople, just all the trades across the board, mainly because the area that I'm in, we're in basically Silicon Valley, so everybody's in the tech world.
In the tech world, yeah.
Sure.
But
100%.
there are still a lot of trade schools out here. It's just trying to get people interested in the trades. Like that's the hardest part, at least in my area, you know, because being in Silicon Valley, we're considered, I guess, the hub of the United States of tech, or the beginning of it, not the hub. So, but they don't seem to realize that all these buildings have to be built by tradespeople. So,
if you didn't have tradesmen, you wouldn't have a world. You know what I mean? Because if you can't have something built, if you can't have somebody there to build something when it needs to be built, or as Sam's doing, manufacture something that needs to be manufactured in a certain way, or like you, Mike, you do weld and stuff, or if you didn't have people like me and Jerry to sell it to you, you wouldn't have none of it, you know?
But in Sam's case, also, he's doing what I feel is essentially the best of both worlds. He's using computer technology while producing something that can be put together with your hands.
Yep.
And you can do it all on paper. You can draw it all out, but drawing it out on a computer and then doing the laser cuts and everything like that streamlines the business, makes it able to create the product faster, cleaner, and symmetrical across the board.
Yep, 100%.
Yep, and being able to look ahead in your genre of what you're wanting to do and be able to see how that is going to go is something that you need to have too. So the education goes in with the hand-in-hand all in one. They need to be able to work them both together somewhat, which I guess they are now because, with CAD and stuff.
So the cool thing about our product, just going back, is that people it requires you to assemble it, right? You have to put it together. You punch out the pieces, you follow along with our build videos, and so it's like Legos. You still get that hands-on experience. And there's been a lot of people that have reached out to me and said, "Hey, that was one of my favorite parts. Let alone crawling over it, but being able to sit down and actually build the product." So
especially if you have a youngin that you're wanting to bring up into hobby, be able to, teach them something. That's both my grandfathers and the one grandfather's son taught me construction ever since I was 5 years old, but I was also dumb back in the 80s because my cousin was teaching me the tech side of it. I wrote a program for a scientific calculator on a Commodore 64 at 8 years old. And then I figured out what girls and other stuff was, and
the rest is history.
Yeah. I wish I would have never got out of messing with computers and stuff because it.
Yeah.
On Sam's point as well, with him saying that people reached out to him saying that they like being able to put it together with their hands. Yep. People have left me comments saying that it's nice seeing me doing what I'm doing, like just welding stuff together, realizing that, hey, they can make an RC by just welding stuff.
Yeah.
And
cages and stuff. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, they're still getting, they're getting their hands on, but still using other products that make it easier and buildable as well.
You're the reason that this came about. Taking a vertical frame chassis, taking one of the pieces, cutting it apart, cutting it onto the back. You showed that it can be done. Yeah, I'm just bolting stuff up. I'm not welding it, but I never thought about whenever I was getting into this hobby that I would be able to do something like that, or like you do, take a bunch of metal and sticks and turn it into a speed truck that likes to dance and crashes.
Come on, don't be selling waffles short. You sure don't just weld stuff together.
I weld about like I solder. I grew up on a farm welding, but it's not pretty, but it holds.
Hey, by golly, my popcorn will hold. It just don't look pretty.
Well,
that's true.
Just like this one. It doesn't have the prettiest welds, but you know what? The body covers it.
Sure.
So I'm not ashamed of it.
No, that's awesome.
Come on, waffles.
I'm performance over beauty any day, y'all. I mean, you can't look this good and,
Okay, that was creepy.
That was way creepy.
That's what I was going for. I accomplished it.
It's getting too late in the evening.
Come on, waffles. If you'd have made the Tesla truck, it would have actually been a better seller.
Well, yeah,
you don't just weld stuff together.
It's because he put a gas motor in it.
Well, and they didn't even weld; they glued it. It's all panel bond.
I can't believe that. I mean, seriously, the whole front end is glued to that truck, bumper and all.
What's different than an F-150 right now?
Dude, Ford quit making good trucks back in 1986 was the last time Ford made a good half-ton truck. Now they made 1 tons and up, okay, but
if you haven't worked on that soda can F-150, you don't realize.
Tread lightly. I'm a Ford guy.
I am too. Hey, no, Sam, I am 100% bleed blue, son. You can't shine a turd with a bow tie, folks. Okay, and it stands for Generic Motor Corporation. Okay,
get a mechanic coming.
If you've got
97, 96, whenever they changed from the OBS, that's whenever Ford went to shit on their half-ton pickups. You couldn't work light duty. They're not even half-ton anymore.
I worked on that F-150. 97 F-150.
See, 97
that Triton V8, and it was a piece of junk.
97 was the second worst pickup truck Ford ever made. 1982 F-100 light duty was the first one.
No, the one made out of aluminum
light
is
duty
the worst
F-250s too, for the first time.
What's that?
97. They made a light duty F-250.
Yep.
Basically, half-ton pickup with
it was a half-ton pickup that had just a little bit bigger springs on the back and a little bit beefier coils on the front.
Yep.
1982 Ford F-100 came out with a 3.8 liter V6 with a 3-speed overdrive transmission that was in the 4-cylinder Mustangs and had an 8-inch rear end in it. Yep. And it was still a half-ton size F-100. You try buying
Yes,
parts.
sir.
I mean, I hear you.
If you haven't worked on,
Randy's ours as a Ford person too. You know that, and the old Holdens. Yeah, never cared. I just called them Australian Fords. But 97, they switched up everything on the Fords.
Well, they went away from the wishbone front suspension to IFS.
They lost the twin I-beam suspension. They
Wishbone
put
suspension.
those stupid, weird sized lugs on it. And also the wheels that they put on those weird sized lug spindles were very, 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 you had to use a thin walled socket. You couldn't even get a regular socket on them. Okay. And they decided that's whenever they were going with the vacuum over electric actuators to put you in 4-wheel drive.
Yep.
That actuator, the electric would go out, or the vacuum would go out down on the third member differential.
Yep.
The 4.6. Don't even get me started on that junk ass modular motor. You can ask him about that. He probably sells everybody and their brother 5.3. Shoot. What's them things that shoot the oil up in front of the huh?
The biggest thing I sell for F-150s is glue and cam phasers.
Yeah, cam phasers. What brings the oil from the front of the oil pan to the top of your lifters through your
oil pump
shit. Yeah, those 5.3. No. It's what you said there a minute ago. The cam phasers and shit.
Right, and shit.
Yeah, shit. Junk. My son's got a 2006 with a 5.4, and he said, "Dad, what's wrong with it?" I said, "It's a 2006 5.4." He said, "Well, what do I need to do to it?" I said, "Find somebody to trade it for a Chevrolet. You'd be better off." I don't say that.
If you've got the aluminum can one, don't ever go in the door panel. You do not want to see what holds that door on.
I've got pictures I will send you of one. Yeah, I know exactly.
It's all glued in.
Yeah, I know. And there's double rockers. Actually, there's 3 pieces of rocker that come in right there. Yeah, I know every inch of those trucks, Jerry. Yeah, except for the insides of the motor and the transmission.
But don't worry, it's got a military grade chassis.
Is there anything that manufacturers could do to further the hobby better? And that's anything, open-ended question.
Sell a roller.
Keep innovating, and I think, and like I said, I deal with the micro scale stuff. So there's some cool stuff coming out recently. They're taking a lot of the 10 scale innovations, such as dig, and some of those really cool types of features, and they're starting to microsize them and put them on the smaller scale stuff. So I think the smaller scale stuff is massive right now, and has been massive for the past couple of years.
Yeah.
And I think part of the reason for that is because it's an easy point to entry. It's not that expensive, and people can get into it and really try out, and then they can move up to the larger scales, the 12 scales or 10 scales.
And there's a lot of parts availability too. If you tear something up,
there is more parts available for the small scale stuff than there is for the large scale stuff. By far.
Now, Benita, I want to tell you, I'm just picking on all you Chevy guys. I've had Chevys, I've had Fords, I've had Dodges.
I will say from my experience with my subscribers and comments that I receive is that another reason why the 24th or the micro crawlers are taking off is just portability. The fact that this thing, I can carry this. It still weighs 15 pounds and it's huge. It's 2 feet long.
I got my sandwich, got my controller. Let's go. We can crawl.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people say that it's just the convenience of being able to basically put a carabiner on the front axle, hook it on their belt loop, and just walk away. And
you can do it indoors a heck of a lot easier.
Well, think about this. So we take our 1-to-1 Jeep out crawling all the time, right?
Right.
And this takes up a lot of space, right? Where This, I can throw 10 of these in there for the same space as this.
That's what I was getting at.
And
Right
so, not that these aren't cool, because the 10 scales are freaking amazing. They really are. But
I love my 10 scales too.
But these can be just as fun, and you have a lot more the space savings. Like when we go out trailing, when we go out to go down to Moab with the Jeep, we don't have a lot of space because we've got lots of other things that we need in the Jeep. And when we pull over for lunch, I want to go crawling. I can take something like this without having a whole lot of heartburn over it. Whereas in something bigger, and especially with all these like overlanding rigs and stuff, it just they take up a lot of space. And
Or
you
if
have to have to have a lot more space to run them. You can't run them. You can't run them with those in your basement, right? Unless you have a
unless
good
you're
amount
Jerry
of
and
space.
got enough room to do it, yeah.
Unless you're Jerry and you have enough room to do it. But micro stuff is, I think that's part of the reason why it's taken off, is because an overlander, guy who does overlanding, can throw this in the rig and not have any heartburn over the space it's taking. Where space is at a premium.
And there's also
I could have a comp.
about it. Huh? Go ahead,
I could have a comp on my course if I had all small scales.
Right. But there's one thing about these small ones too that Chaz has brought up in a lot of his at CK4RC. Make sure y'all go sub of him, Chaz, up if you're not already. You can take these to work and get away with playing on your lunch break on your desk. Yeah,
Yep,
these
absolutely.
are the 24s are a little bit harder to do than the 36s or the 32s or whatever those little ones are. But you know,
Sure.
In wintertime, you know, and I just don't know how much I'm gonna like that SCX 30 because it just seems too small to be able to get any performance out of it. It's just too small and too light.
Well,
You'd
they're
be
gonna find a
surprised.
way. They're gonna
You'd
find a
be
way.
surprised.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
I've talked to a lot of people that have them.
I watched Ken's video on it, and there's stuff that can be done to it, but it just We were talking about this the other day. I think it was me and Waffles was talking about it. The comparison from weight ratio, basically from a 1-to-1 down to a 1/24. If you take it and keep everything equal down to those scales, they're not going to act the same. No matter if everything is exactly the same all the way down that scale, there's still a smaller one's not going to act like the 1-to-1 will.
Well, it's the same thing with
because of the proportions and the
Sure. Well, it's the same thing with airplanes, right? The bigger the airplane is, the easier it is to fly. And
and I don't understand that.
Always going to be the way it is with any scale. Going back really quick, Rockwolf said 24s open the door to a lot of people who have nowhere to run RCs other than at home. Sure.
That's exactly
100%.
right. And we all don't have a freaking basement the size of Texas to where you can fit a East Coast to West Coast course like Rockwolf does either.
Sure. 100%.
Have you seen Jim's course, Sam?
I have not.
Okay, well, you've seen Adam and G-Dogs over at Reactive Terrain, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Well, it's along that category.
That's awesome. I love that course. It's amazing.
You need to check it out, man. Jim's he put a lot of work into that thing. Matter of fact, he just got done working on it, doing some concrete matting on it this evening.
That's awesome. I love it.
Yeah. And
I will
I'll
say I do understand the whole size comparison, because when I went to Vegas for the show that I had the semi at, I had just with the stuff that I brought, and I didn't bring a lot of stuff. I had the semi with the tow truck body and 3 crawlers, and that took up almost, with my bag, that took up the entire back of our 4Runner, basically.
Yeah.
But the semi is a little larger than most RC cars, so
Sure. But it's still 10 scale is 10 scale, right? It's still going to take up a lot more room than a 24th or 18 scale. And like I said, that's what I love about the hobby is you can do what you want to do in the hobby. If you're into 10 scales and you love it, more power to you.
Yeah, like when we go off-roading, just like you said, Sam, me and my wife go off-roading with our Tacoma and our 4Runner. I usually always bring crawlers. I forget to film any of it, or I even forget to drive it.
Wait a minute, you take something else 4-wheeling too that's a 1-to-1?
You mean the thing that's taken apart in my driveway right now? I haven't really taken that off-road. Right now it's off the road.
The van?
Oh yeah, my buddy's Previa. Yeah.
Oh, Previa. Oh, did you get rid of the Previa?
No, he still has the Previa. We're taking it up to Gambler again next year.
Oh, I thought that was your Previa.
No, that was my buddy's.
Oh, okay. Well, heck.
No, we built it together basically.
Right. That's awesome.
But yeah, so like me and my wife go off-roading with our Tacoma and our 4Runner, and I always bring crawlers, but usually, just like Sam was saying earlier about bringing other stuff like spare parts, bags, drinks, ice coolers, whatever, I usually only get about 2 to maybe 3 crawlers in, just because all my stuff's 10 scale. Now, 24 scale, I could probably, just like Sam said, I could probably bring 30 of them and take up the same amount of space.
Sure. 100%.
You guarantee it and have extra parts and your tools and a lot of beer. But I don't know if you drink beer or not, but that's
well, that like I said, I'm a mini guy. 98% of what I have is minis. But
all right, Dirk, man, you go fight. I'll come over and whoop you too. PS4L, baby.
Minis are they're accessible and they're easy, right? I can grab a mini and go on my lunch break. 10 scale takes a little bit more planning. And like I said, I don't mind 10 scales. It's just the minis are definitely a lot easier to handle than the 10 scales.
Here, this is what I was trying to get to a while ago, comparing the sizes. I can make a 10 scale, or it feels like to me that I can make a 10 scale do way more stuff than I can a 1/24th, even though they'd be set up close to being the same. You know what I mean? It seems like the heavier the weight, maybe.
I am gonna have to disagree with you on that, because I've seen some 24 scale.
That's the reason I'm saying this, is because I want to get your guys' opinions on it, because mine's probably totally wrong, which I'm a little bit cuckooing for Cocoa Puffs anyway. So.
Well, it really comes down to how you build them. Like I've seen
and I understand
that perform really, really well, and I've seen 10. I know for a fact that like my homemade chassis don't perform anywhere near as good as my comp rig that I have, the Volvo. Like that thing has half the stuff and half the travel of my Tacoma or my 4Runner. That has a lot of articulation, but that Volvo can do a lot more because it's lighter. But that doesn't change the fact that I like my heavy rigs. To me, that's the great part about this hobby. It's about what you like and how you like to drive it and how you want to set it up.
And that's like I said earlier, is if you want a flex machine, make yourself a flex machine.
Yeah.
If that's what you like to see, that articulate Nate's RC. He loves to see the suspension just work.
Oh, yeah.
He likes the flex.
I love watching that too.
So make yourself a flex machine. There's nothing wrong with that. And you get people, you get the guys out there, well, that won't do very good in competitions. So you're not trying to compete. You're looking to get the enjoyment out of the hobby. Is you're just trying to make something that makes you smile. And that's what's most important.
Yeah. All of mine, I pretty much purposely make them to where they have as much travel as possible. Cause that's just like you said, that's what I like.
Sure, 100%. And you do you, man. That's awesome. Yeah. I love that. And that's what I love about the hobby.
I see the downfalls of mine too. Yes, I have a lot of articulation. There's also a lot of torque twist. It's very top heavy. It likes to tip over. Yes, I can't side hill, but I'm not doing competitions. I'm out having fun with them. Now, if I was doing competitions, I'd build a completely different truck.
Sure.
I'd be
that's the beauty of this hobby, is anybody could do what they want to do, and no one should shame anybody, because I've seen it. No one should shame anybody because of the type of rig they build, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter whether you're building a flex monster or you're building a comp rig. You're doing what you want to do, and you're doing what you like to do. I'm a scale guy. I'm a sucker for scale, and I'm also a sucker for 6x6s. And so that's that's what I like. I like the super scale stuff. I also like a really flexy rig. That doesn't mean I don't have comp rigs and I don't like to comp, but if I'm doing me, then who's to say anything about that? I love what I love.
Yep. Now, Sam, I want to, speaking of the weight and everything and stuff, Alex, get your ass out here. This is a TRX-4M based diecast. Okay? Sure. This thing weighs over 1,200 grams. It's not going to do
1,200 grams.
What this one's going to do.
Wait, you guys measure in grams?
They lost me
this
too.
Thing weighs more. Yes, this one weighs more than a pound. This one, no. But
I love that 6x6.
Granny, I don't want to hear it. Don't even start. It's dirty. It ain't being cleaned. Yes, I drive the shit out of this truck. And it does not have an RC chassis, Sam. Check it out. Hold on.
Oh.
And Granny, I'm just picking at you. You know that, right?
Hey, we need Earl's rig to be able to see the bottom of the chassis because that's too dirty.
Sorry, was my microphone on?
Hey, I want you, welder dude. I'll have full send kick you in the butt. But this is.
She'll do that for free. You don't have to tell her.
I know, but it's funner if I get to say, hey, I got full send to do it, you know. But now, Sam, I drive the wheels off this thing. Literally, sure. Look, it's missing one of the dualies that I made.
Sure.
But yeah, and that's because of him. I made these dualies because of that one right there.
Yeah.
He showed me I could use the squishy stuff behind my eyes to do stuff with, and it works. But
yeah.
Oh wait, were you talking about me?
Yeah, you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. This thing right here, I've been beating the crap out of.
Sure.
And this does not have RC skid or chassis. It is all
I saw that. That's cool.
Stuff added to this diecast chassis, which is plastic. This thing shouldn't still be in one piece. Is what I'm trying to get at. This man right here built it.
Dub, let's see that bigger.
Well,
that's cool.
Sorry, I can only show you what I got, man.
No, it's way cool. I love it.
Hold on. I'm working on it.
There you go.
All right. Now, it is dirty, okay? But there's been a lot of work put into this after Alex sent it to me. And it wasn't just making a redneck. Because this is what a 1-to-1 79 F-150, if I had one and was able to have the money to do it, this is what it would be built like. Okay? It wouldn't have a hood. It'd have a big dead cow on the front of it. It'd have dual wheels. All right. It'd have the Confederate flag in the back glass.
Where'd the hood go?
It's over here, Lane. I had to keep one part of it not scratched up to be able to hang on the wall in the garage.
Alex is going to come over and choke you to death.
I told him what I was going to do with it before he started building it. So now, Megan, on the other hand, yeah, she's going to kill me. I'm glad I can still run whenever I'm scared.
You're still not going to outrun her. I can guarantee
Make a video of that.
We done talked about this, son. Jesus and Carl Lewis put together is this white boy right here on top of water whenever I'm running from a woman. You talk about turbo boost, son.
Can we Can we rewind the recording to about 25 minutes ago where you were cramping from sitting?
I don't care. I'd have been right. I'd have ran through him cramps. Thank you very much. Hey.
Waffles did have a point.
Hey, if I want shit out of you, Jerry, I'll come to Alaska and squeeze it out of you.
But bring it on. There's snow on the ground. Come on.
Oh, no. Then I can't do that. Then my hands will hurt.
Yeah, I'm going to talk tough now.
Got me firewood. Got a sledgehammer that I made with hot glue. Super glue and baking soda and formed the head of it.
That's cool. That's cool. I love it.
Got a shovel in there on that side too. It's up against that.
Yeah, buddy.
I did do a little bit of modifications from what Alex did. I brought the front end up just a little bit and took out a little bit more than what he took out and what Earl has on his. But I added some bracing on the inside so that the parts that I took out, it wouldn't hurt. Thanks, Jay, man. I love it. This is my favorite truck out of all of them because this is a West Virginia hillbilly mud truck. That's why I
I
built
love it.
Tracker Coal Company
So
strip
cool.
mine course out there with the pond and everything, so that I could have mud runs. See, me and the state of West Virginia had a disagreement. They said I can't drive, and I said, "How you know? You ain't never rode with me." I laughed and laughed and laughed, and I still ain't got no driver's license. So
Yeah, buddy.
it was my fault. I got a couple of DUIs. Shouldn't have been driving whenever I was. But I quit drinking then. But I got 2 driving on revoked. And in West Virginia, driving on revoked carries the same penalty as a DUI. So that makes me have 4 DUIs. 2 of them, one of them was aggravated. Where'd Jerry go?
He
What
dropped.
did you do? Keep yourself off?
I pressed a button.
You hit a button? Oh, you pulled a Jim or a redneck. Where was I at? Oh, yeah. Nope, there it went. I just need to shut the hell up.
So
That's never going to happen. We know that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But
So
yeah,
if I wanted to buy one of your Trax and use it
Sure.
on a 10 scale, not jumping, obviously, because I know that'll just destroy everything. I would be able to essentially, because of your modular system of being able to make it wider, it would be working at least essentially partially for like testing purposes.
Sure. So with our frame bender,
no, Granny.
when we have what we call factory rejects, where they don't cut all the way through, or we can't use them because there's a hollow space in the wood that we've noticed. Obviously, we can't predict all the hollow spaces in the wood, and if anybody gets one with that, we definitely stand behind our product, and we'll get you a new one sent out. But with the frame bender, my son took all those scrap pieces that we had, and he laid it out so it was as tall as he was. And so I've got a picture. I don't think I posted on social media, but of him laying on the floor with the frame bender, strung end to end to end to end until it was as tall as he was. So technically,
Wow.
in theory, if you bought enough of, say, the frame bender, you could space those out far enough that your tent scale could crawl over them. And the frame bender probably wouldn't break because the panels are sitting vertically,
Yeah.
right? There's a lot of strength that way.
Yeah. That's the reason floor joists and roof rafters sit that way.
Yeah. So technically you can do that. Now, obviously, if somebody does that and they break it, I'm not gonna stand behind that, obviously. But yes, technically you could do that for sure.
Yeah, so I was just asking for me personally, not for trying to get anybody else or try to say that it's okay for 10 scale. I would do it just on the basis of I know I'm pushing it beyond what it's designed for.
Sure, 100%.
I'm sure that Sam would agree to this. If you would do such a thing, make sure you video it so he can use it as durability and proof of durability. I mean, really,
100%.
Whenever you get the type of advertising that would give you, that's better than that's almost better than word of mouth.
Well, like look at Nate's RC, right? He sent 10 scales off our ramp. Now, eventually, did it destroy? Well, he used our ramp in the snow too, and that made the wood swell and whatnot. But if he sent a 10 scale off it, whether it was full speed or not, which it wasn't. He sent a 10 scale. I think he sent something bigger than a 10 scale off it. So that just goes to show, yes, it can be done.
But it can't be done that as many times as what it is designed for.
Sure. Because it is designed for a smaller scale.
Yeah.
When we were developing the Vector XL, which is our ramp, we went through about 4 iterations, and every time I'd give it to my son, and he loves to bash, and he's really, really hard on things. And I would give it to him, and he would take it out in the street, and he would beat the crap out of it, and he would come back with it broken, and he said, "Okay, this is what we need to fix." So the last version, which we currently use, he wasn't able to break it. So that's why we stopped. That's when we knew it was good enough to go to market with it.
But see, that's the right way of product development is the testing, even though it was just your son, like that's still testing. So
100%.
And that goes back to what we were talking about at the very beginning, and Jerry, or even before we started with Relarlo. Relarlo, with the people that get to do their reviews, they get to do their reviews. One of them's Evan, one of them's Ricky, One of them's Phil. And if anybody don't know who I'm talking about Derby City RC, I'm talking about Beyond RC, and I'm talking about Phil Tomlin. Those boys don't drive easy. They test vehicles. Yeah, they're bigger channels. They're getting them for free. But at least whenever they're working with Relarlo, because I've talked to them about it, Relarlo says, we want your honest opinion. Andy told me that whenever I was able to get enough subs to where I could get maybe some stuff that they would like to see me test them, because like Waffles' wife's name on YouTube, Full Send, that's me, you know. Go, 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 right pedal, right pedal, right pedal.
You need a lot though with Relarlo.
In this case, it would be your trigger finger.
Right pedal, right pedal, right pedal, right pedal, right pedal, right pedal. Actually,
I've actually have
right
talked
pedal,
with
right pedal, right pedal.
I've talked with Relarlo in the past, and just because of the content of my channel, it's not really reviews or anything like that. But I did do my research on them, and one thing a lot of people don't realize about Relarlo is that their website, like Jerry's, that's the JK7 right there, or the JLU7, or I forget the name. Anyhow, they have spare parts, almost every single spare part you can think of for that thing.
Yeah. Well, I just got done.
Go ahead.
I just got done with the Terranaut, the Hobby Plus Terranaut.
That's awesome.
My video took off. It really did. For a small YouTube channel, it really took off.
Now,
this thing's cool.
Every one of my Relarlos does well.
That's sweet right there. Yeah,
people are interested.
Well, like we were saying earlier, you know, they're innovative. They're standing behind their product. Now, whenever I got the Turtlator, that matter of fact,
I like that one.
What I was showing you there a minute ago, Waffles, which I'm sure you've seen Turtlator before, but J-Man said that something about that speed car of yours being a turtle. I said, well, here, we'll just send Turtlator body to Waffles.
Why? It just gets scratched up because this thing has spent more time on its roof than it has on its wheels.
It's a turtle, but I mean, but
turtle mode.
That's the thing. At first, whenever I got Turtlator, and that's the reason that I haven't fixed Turtlator yet, is because whenever I got the first OT, I got the metal version. I didn't have problems with the diff cups tearing up, anything like that. I hit a 8-inch driveway drain full tilt straight on. Only broke the plastic rod ends that he don't like, and that was all it did. But the body was junk. But you couldn't get parts in under 2 months whenever I first got this truck, and that was the only problem that I ever had with Relarlo. But since then, turnaround time has been awesome from everybody you hear. You don't hear anybody griping about Relarlo getting parts now. I wish they would let the aftermarket have some parts, but you know, it's not my company. I can't tell them what to do. That's awesome.
The biggest complaint everyone has with them is they're not making what they want.
Yeah, well, I like everything that they've done so far.
This JK07, nobody knew that this was what they wanted. I mean,
didn't know I wanted that back on Patrol either.
You know, the Patrol is I still am on the fence about it.
I like
because don't tell anybody, but I pulled the trigger on that new Traction Hobby Dodge Ram.
I knew you was going to. I saw it. I was like, that's too scale for Jerry not to do it.
I got pressured in my comment section, but I mean, the videos I've watched of that Raptor, I mean, it looks like they have put together, I mean, it's smaller than this, but I beat the crap out of this. You know, that's why it's got the roof racks on it, so you don't scratch the roof up. But this thing in brushless is crazy. And I'm watching those Traction Hobby videos, and I hate Dodge. But I will love to see it sliding across the driveway upside down.
Now,
because it looks like it looks like it's fast as hell.
Didn't Primal come out with a Dodge too?
See, that's the catch. Primals don't come out until December, and Primal put a bunch of upgrades on. So, unfortunately, I didn't find that out until later. They put upgrades that you don't get on the traction one. You're going to get metal wheels, and there's other little
so it's a
doodads.
traction hobby, just Primal built up. Okay. See, I didn't know that.
The Primal one has like the upgrades already on it.
Right.
But the weird thing is they're the same price. That's what's weird. So I was like, whatever, I got it coming.
I watched the video on it, and I was just like, wow. I mean, that right there is literally a mini 1-to-1. I mean, it's scale.
The Primal one looks even better. The wheels that come on it alone are fabulous.
I saw the silver one that was on Primal's YouTube channel is the one I watched, and I'll tell you what, I see why you scale guys go scale hard. You know what I mean? That right there, yep.
Well,
Jimmy said he'd be sitting down in the dungeon. Yeah.
I can't think of the guy in the UK, but he's already got the video out on the Primal one, and it's gorgeous.
RCT&T? No, he's in Australia down there with Granny, ain't he? I know who you talk about. It's not Ricky. It's not Beyond. It's not Phil. Not Phil Tomley. He don't have it. I haven't seen it anywhere.
Rap. I can't think of it now. Excuse me?
He trying to help, Dave.
Yeah, he's done 2 videos now, and what it can do just driving around just as a trail rig. He decided to try it like a crawler, and it's amazing.
He was the one that was driving it on like a gas pipeline on the first video and was explaining, that he wasn't. Yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about. He had the silver one, right? Or the red one?
Yeah, the silver one.
Yeah. I know who you're talking about, and I can't think of it. You know that I'm subscribed to over 1,000 RC channels? And come to find out that 1,000 RC channels is only about 1 to 3% of the RC channels on YouTube.
That I don't know.
I did. I checked that
out. God, there's sound effects now.
Oh, wow. Dude, I heard nothing.
Anyhow, well, I actually do have to head out. It has been a long day. Sam, it was very nice meeting you. Jerry, good seeing you.
Nice to meet you too.
Thanks for coming, hanging out, Mike.
Sam, I will be ordering from you guys for the small stuff, not the big stuff. I mean, eventually, I'm sure I'll buy something for the big stuff just to see if it can handle a 20-pound RC car. But
well, thank you. It means a lot to me, man.
Yeah, it would be a good test for this one and for the custom build that I'm going to be doing for the giveaway. So
yeah, thank you.
Don't be too down on that stock truck, Michael. Y'all can get her fixed. You'll get her.
I know we will.
No, I was talking full send. I wasn't talking.
No, she's asleep.
Wow.
Oh, rude. She'll watch it one day.
But having Sam's track system is actually going to be perfect for the idea that we have for the upgrades for this thing to show before and after, like what things actually help. So if you use the same track, you can use same line, same everything, and see what helps it get through. So we will definitely be ordering probably 2 of them for you.
Let me know when you do, brother. Let me know.
All right, I will for sure.
Hey, Mike, be good, brother.
You guys as well. Have a good night, guys.
Thanks for coming by.
Peace.
No problem. Later. Bye.
Yeah, that dude right there, I never thought about taking a piece of something and adding something to an RC car to get it, DIY to fix stuff up. That's whenever I finally decided to get into RC modding, because I don't have a whole lot of money, and that's my fault. But how else are you going to get something to do what you want? Then take it apart and put it together. You know, try to fix it your way.
Sure.
You know,
Look at the camper he just did. Look at that. That camper's amazing.
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, wow.
Well, if you're into scale stuff, we're actually working on some other scale stuff. Just FYI, if you watched our Terranaut video, you would see that you'd seen this stuff.
I haven't saw the part of it. My dog made me go take him outside like he's getting ready to do right now.
Well, you need to go look it up. But we're getting into some other stuff as well.
Is that one of those nut holders?
What's that?
There was somebody on either in Microcrawler Club or AX24, one of the groups today, that had an orange, whatever the size, the you can't see what I'm showing you. The rear link nuts for the AX24 and the SCX24, the little nuts. He had a tool, and it would look just like that was holding those little itty bitty nuts. I just thought that got it off you.
That is a scale lane delineator. That is
okay. Well, that was the next question because I saw the two stripes at the top. Yeah.
Yeah. That is a scale lane delineator, what they call them, but we would call them cones, road cones. And then we have these.
Evil concrete
barriers.
My Ranger truck.
Jersey barriers. Now, the cool thing about our design on these is they lock together.
And they lock together.
So, and these will be coming out. This is the first iteration. But if you have multiples, as you can see, they all lock together and they can bend slightly so you can go around curves. Whoops. You can go around a curve if
That's
you want
awesome. That's awesome. That's sweet.
Jersey barriers coming soon.
That is sweet.
Yeah.
So there it went. Did you see it? Did you catch it, Jerry? It went to your house. I think that thought did. I don't know where it went.
What did?
That thought that came. Did you not see it? It said, whew.
No, I was putting the truck that my dogs keep booping around the floor up on the shelf so it wouldn't keep getting whacked into my foot.
Around the floor, yeah. And it was leaving on the next train smoking, I guess. I was I don't know. I do want to say though, Sam, I want to thank you very much for coming on and
you're welcome.
Giving us some of the knowledge that comes out of that squishy stuff between your ears, you know. And up until the other day, whenever we got everything finalized for today, I didn't know that you had started into the RC plane genre until I went over to your page and then went over to your YouTube channel and was looking around and stuff. And I was like, oh, well, that's pretty cool. Normally you don't see a lot of guys coming from the air side to the crawler side, especially.
Sure. Well, if you scroll back far enough on my YouTube, you'll see all the old stuff.
Yeah. Well, there's, one of all of our buddies, Ty, Urban Legend, RC. He's all through the whole genre of RCs, I think. Sure. I'm getting a little bit eclectic because I got to figure out a way to get the money because I want a Johnny 5.
Yeah.
Johnny 5 alive. Short circuit.
Alive. Yep. Yeah, dude, buddy.
They want, what, $3,200 for a decent 110 scale of that one?
Yeah, I don't know. They're expensive for sure.
Oh, my God. It's beautiful. I do want one of them.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you can think of, gentlemen? And I do use that term loosely. Especially.
Wow. Rude. I thank Sam for coming on so he helped me think of ways to spend more money on it.
There you go. You go.
I know where you can spend money. CarlTrax.com.
Exactly. I already thought of it. And I'll be the first one to make a video using those things with a 10 scale on it.
I don't know. You better try to hurry because I think Waffles is already getting on the internet.
or a 7th scale.
7 scale, yeah.
Hey, an SCX6 would be crazy on them, but I don't know. You know,
I wouldn't know. I got rid of that lemon years ago.
Granny, I want to thank you for all the stuff you've done tonight in the chat. I thank you for your help. I really do.
RC Granny's awesome. Love that
guy.
guy.
Yeah. And I'm glad, Andy, if you're still here, I'm glad you were able to make it. I was wondering where you was. J-Man, thanks for coming around, man. Full Send, of course, she's already probably snuck out of here. Her and Waffles. Who else we still got in here? Aaron, you still in here? We got 12 shows, so everybody say hi. Let us know you're here. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the follow button, hit the thumbs up or thumbs down. I really don't care if you hit the thumbs up or the thumbs down because it's all interactions. That's all I need. And I like honesty, to be honest. Hey, I like the honesty, you know. If you don't like it, tell me.
Hit buttons.
Yeah, I got thick skin, you know. It ain't, if you can't take, hey, Thompson, yeah, I knew you was here somewhere. Thank you for coming, Thompson. If you can't take criticism, constructive criticism, then you're never going to make it, you know.
Sure. 100%.
I got pretty thick skin. I don't
100%.
get offended by someone telling me what's wrong with something unless it's just totally stupid, but you know. That's like there's some people in some of these groups on Facebook and stuff that are just rude to be rude, you know. Now that's the ones, hey, what's up, paper? That's the ones that I like getting into it with. Because whenever you take somebody that's just rude to be rude and you can be better at their game than they are and have a smile on your face and not be mean, it's fun. You know? Jim, thank you for coming tonight too.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
There was something I was going to say.
It didn't come this way this time.
Came up the Rockies. Came to Utah.
Diesel stole it. Yeah, Diesel stole it. Hey, everybody. That paper feller there, he done talked that woman that he is into marrying him. Everybody give him congratulations.
Congrats there, peeper.
Yep. And she tried to tell everybody that she was damn it, I had it. I was going to mess with her, Brian. I'd already did. That's the reason she fixed the post on Facebook. She said something about your wedding, or it said your wedding instead of our wedding. I was like, Paula, you might want to fix it. So she did. I was like, hey, how are y'all going to get here to my wedding? I ain't getting married again. Wait a minute. Don't cuss me like that. But, guys, we've been on here for how long now? 2 hours and 37 minutes. That's 7 minutes over half the time I get on StreamYard. How come I only get 5 hours of StreamYard a month and everybody else gets 20? Anybody have an answer for that?
Because you're not paid.
But I used to get 20.
Well, that's why we moved away from StreamYard. We went to Restream because
I like
StreamYard. They changed their free plan so that basically you get no features anymore. So we went to Restream.
I noticed a lot of that there today. Whenever I came back on, I use Restream too, but I was having problems of output device. Okay. The problem I was having was being able to get people to be able to get on my lives because they couldn't get on with Google. And it was a setting in their Google they couldn't get on there with. Jim Rockwolf couldn't get on my Restream, and then I couldn't get on one, or I don't remember what it was, but
I'm sure that's part of it. Rockwolf says it's not, but I don't know. I just know that we used to be on StreamYard for remotely controlled, and they cut way back on what they allowed their free account to do.
Right,
and
right.
So we moved over to Restream.
Well, I know it just happened all of a sudden, and it didn't tell me why. I know
And
that month I went
Restream's
over
half
by,
the price too.
I went
It's
over
more than
45 minutes.
half the price. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Now with Restream, you still can't record and then play it without being a paid subscriber, right?
I'm not sure because I'm a paid
I think
subscriber. on
Zoom
Restream.
is the only one that you can record with and then play it later without having to pay for it, is what South Carolina Redneck was telling me.
Well, it always will upload to YouTube, so you can always watch it on YouTube later. But
well, I don't know how to. Okay, how do I record an episode and then upload it later to where I can have more like this right here, like basically without being a paid subscriber to anything? So,
good question. I don't have the answer to that because I only use Restream for our live stuff. I record everything else and edit my stuff.
Right. Well, I
locally.
record my own too, but like if I wanted to record, say, a podcast to where I didn't want to do it live so that I could edit some stuff.
Sure.
I'm just going to have to be a paid subscriber to something.
Yeah. That's as far as I know. So that's above my pay grade.
Yeah, mine too. Hey, but you're probably, well, at least out of us three, probably the most tech savvy out of all of us. I know Jerry's more tech savvy than I am because he has.
Oh, you're so full of it.
You're so full of
it. Dude,
you know how to do
messed with computers for 25 years. You know how long I've been messing with computers? Since my YouTube channel started back since 1986. That was the last time I messed with computers.
I don't edit videos. I was
going to say 25 minutes.
I can't figure it out. I got a dog. It's me and a dog.
I got one of them.
Here he is.
Around here somewhere.
I love it.
But
my YouTube dog.
Hey, your YouTube dog. I got a dog that thinks all my RC trucks are his.
This one doesn't really care one bit about RC cars. He's the only one of 4.
Really?
Of 5.
He won't chase them or nothing.
He don't care one bit about them.
That's awesome.
Do you?
Sam,
he is the epitome of
later. I know it's not real late out your all's way, but it's getting to be.
Well, I haven't even eaten dinner yet.
Well,
it's only 8 o'clock at night at your house or something.
No, it's 9. It's 9:17.
Okay, 9. Okay, wow,
late enough for me.
Yeah, Sam, I really want to thank you. I totally appreciate you coming on and showing us all the stuff you got and helping us out and giving us some of that knowledge you got up there in the old storage bucket up there. And I really like what you got going on, and I got you back. I hope you do well with this. And
thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah. And I'm going to hit you up on some RC foam plane ideas and stuff maybe sometime because I don't know nothing about flying no airplanes.
Sure.
Except I know that if wind goes over the top, which is longer, and or across a flat bottom, that it will cause lift.
Yep. And there's a couple different theories on that as well. So your wings don't have to go straight out or back no more. They can go like this, like those G.I. Joe toys we had whenever we were kids. That what was that? The X-15. Yep.
Yes. Yep. And they don't have to have real wide wings. As a matter of fact, if you look at that new what's the newest one, the Gen 6 that's not out, but they've been flying for 4 years that Lockheed Martin's just now saying is going into production. Yep. They don't even have wings at all. It just goes and done.
RC Granny, 2 weeks from last Wednesday. That's next live. So not this next coming Wednesday, but the next one. He was just asking about remotely controlled.
Yeah. I was thanks, Granny. Take all my good questions. Hey man, thanks for coming around too, brother. I appreciate it. Are the crawler tracks sold on Amazon?
No, they're actually there's so there is one company that is authorized to sell our product online, and besides us, we are in lots of hobby shops. So if you want your local hobby shop to carry our product, reach out to them, have them reach out to us.
I will have Ed's RC get a hold of you, matter of fact.
That'd be great. So there's one other company besides us that says is authorized to sell online. We try to make that pretty exclusive. So if you go to Direct RC, they have a couple of them on Amazon, but mostly go to our website. But we're just as good as Amazon. You can get shipping from us, and we'll ship it right to your door.
And he ain't no big old multi-million-dollar company. He's small American business.
I'm a small shop. It's me and my family that run everything. So
stay small, shop small. Right there, I give Stay Small shout out.
Yeah, buddy.
And I do want to give a bunch of shout outs here real quick before we go. If you guys need to jump off here, that's fine. I appreciate it. Everybody showing up. But shout out to Jerry's Old Guy Review for leaving me out of the of his shout outs there last week. I had to mess with him about it.
That was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago almost. Yeah,
I got you last week.
Yeah, I know. Did you like my reply to that, bud? But shout out Crawler Trax, Sam Platt, CK4RC, remotely controlled guys. If y'all ain't watching that, you're losing a lot of good information. If you're not watching it, go check them out because these guys are putting out good stuff. They do some RC Newfolks type stuff. You know, if you're new to the hobby stuff, advice, tips, hacks, stuff like that. Because he's been in it forever. If you can't tell, and he's got his little minion that helps him out. You know, that way he can see because that bald head. You know, he just gets him turned his head that way to help him see. He's working on them 24s. Chaz, love you, bud. I'm just messing with you. Y'all go check him out too. And there was something I was going to say too. By golly, old Ken, Shop Mini.
Yeah, Ken's an amazing
some
human
of the best daggone resource information for tiny trucks that I've seen out of anybody, better than the manufacturers themselves, guys.
Yeah, Ken is an amazing human being.
Ken can help you.
Yep, and if you like, I've gone to Ken when I took apart a transmission or an axle, and I can't remember how it goes back together. I'll go to Ken's channel, look it up, and lo and behold, he's got it done. So,
okay. Does he happen to have any CR18P transmission diagrams over there? Do you know?
I'm 100% guarantee he does.
Okay, good. Because I was talking to a guy on Facebook earlier today, and I don't know nothing about them. I haven't taken them apart yet, but the one that I have, I got from Alex, and I screen recorded Alex telling me how to do it. And I sent old boy the video. Well, I didn't hit the button whenever you do the screen recorder. It says record audio too. I didn't do that.
Yeah. Ken has it. He tears everything apart.
I figured, yeah.
And that's why I don't tear it apart on my channel, is because Ken's already done it.
Well, and I'll show you the DIY mods and stuff that I do, but what's the use of me showing you how to put bead lock wheels together? I'm no good at it. Probably no better than the person that's wanting to see how to do it, you know?
Sure.
But my mods, I'll show you. Me driving, I'll show you.
Sure. Yeah, go to Ken's channel. He's an amazing human being. He's there to help the hobby out.
Yeah, he does a good lot for the hobby. Me and him had a rough go at the first, but, you know, it's all good.
Yeah, I love Ken. I love Ken to death. He's one of my really good friends.
He's, you know, and life goes on, you know, and people can be adults. You know, and me and him both are adults. So, you know.
Sure.
Don't tell nobody I'm an adult, though. You'll ruin my reputation.
I never will.
Okay. I didn't figure you would. I won't tell him you're a very young man, neither.
Well, that's a blatant lie, so that's different.
I said I wouldn't tell him you was a young man.
Oh, okay. That's good.
Right. Because I'm not either. And come to find out, even though he looks 20 years younger than us, he's only a year younger than me over here beside us there at Crawler Trax.
Same age as me then, I guess.
No, I was talking about you, a year younger than me.
Oh, yeah, me.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, we're going to get off here, and thanks, everybody, for coming. We still got 9. We had 16 or 18 there at once, and we've got 8 people still here watching, 2 hours and 48 minutes into the live. Thank you, Sam. That helps out my view time a lot. And if it was just me and Jerry sitting here, we'd have maybe 2, 3, 4.
Well,
We
welcome, guys. Thanks for having me on.
we tend to go off on tangents every now and then if nobody paid attention to anything that's happened to the last 2 hours and 50 minutes. I can't help it. And I do want to apologize for over talking anybody or interrupting anybody. I apologize for that. I got to be a better host. I'll get there one day. But peace out, Girl Scouts. Y'all keep them straight out there. Make sure you go over and everybody that's been in the channel, go like everybody's stuff, and make sure you go to Crawler Trax and get your orders in, because Christmas is coming soon, and I get your orders in before he gets real busy, because once he gets real busy, might get delays. I doubt it, but hopefully he gets so much business that he gets a little bit of backup. That's what we're hoping for, guys.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. Peace out, Girl Scouts. Y'all keep straight out there.